From the Fortress in bright and exciting Vegas, it is Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. This, of course, is an unthinkable, unimaginable city. Tonight, their hockey team could be illustrating an unthinkable and unimaginable result in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Tonight, Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. The Vegas Golden Knights leading the Colorado Avalanche 3-0. Vegas on their home ice trying to complete a sweep to advance to the Stanley Cup Final for what would be the third time in their franchise's history. But the Colorado Avalanche, the best team in all of hockey all season long. It's a proud group and, of course, so extremely talented. They will not go down without a fight. It is Game 4 of the West Final coming your way on the Ultimate Sports Media Network. Hello, one and all. I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome to Vegas. Thanks for having us in for Game 4. Let's get right to it here. Colorado is down. They are injured, but perhaps not out. A change in goal tonight from their head coach, Jared Bednar. Mackenzie Blackwood comes in, replacing Scott Wedgwood. Blackwood tonight will make just his 10th career Stanley Cup playoff start. He was pulled in his last start, which was Game 5, the closeout game in the second round against Minnesota, when he gave up 3 goals on just 13 shots. In this postseason, of course, Colorado came back to win that game with Wedgwood in goal. So in this postseason, Mackenzie's record is 1-0, goals against of 320, save percentage of 872. So that is one change for Colorado tonight. That is a voluntary change made by Jared Bednar. What is not voluntary is that they do not have Val Nichushkin, who is out with an injury. Of course, Cale Makar missed the start of this series, did return, did look very uncomfortable when he returned, however, to the series in game number 3. Nathan MacKinnon also banged up. He will play tonight for this Colorado team that must win tonight to keep their season alive. They must win 4 in a row against Vegas, of course, overcoming an 0-3 deficit. Very difficult indeed. The last time it was done in the Stanley Cup playoffs was 12 years ago. For John Tortorella and Vegas, not many changes to be made for this team that has won 3 straight against Colorado. Of course, Mark Stone returned in game number 3 and returned with a goal and 2 points. And the Golden Knights at home tonight look to finish off what would be considered a fairly sizable upset. Carter Hart, playing terrific in goal, is 11-4 in this postseason, a goals against of 230, save percentage of 923. And he isn't allowing many goals in this series against the highest scoring team in hockey, the Colorado Avalanche, who led 3-0 on the road here on Sunday night in Game 3 for Vegas, only to score 5 unanswered to win it 5-3 and take the lead in the series 3-0. So here we go at the Fortress. Nathan MacKinnon will meet up at dead center with Jack Eichel, 2 of the best players in the world, and it's time to drop the puck in game number 4. The Avalanche trying to keep their season alive, win the opening faceoff and get the puck in deep to the Vegas zone to our right. Puck played around the near boards. Tomas Hertl lifts it up and out. This will make it all the way to our left in the Colorado end for icing 16 seconds in. You know the 2 head coaches by now. John Tortorella, 67-year-old from Boston, Stanley Cup championship winning head coach with Tampa Bay in 2004, and Jared Bednar from Yorkton, Saskatchewan, in his 10th season with Colorado, age 53, led the Avalanche to the Stanley Cup title just 4 years ago. Vegas wins a defensive zone draw, and the Golden Knights will draw it out to center. Shea Theodore punched it forward up the far wall in front of the Colorado bench. Puck is available, and it gets knocked back into the Avalanche zone to our left. It's a skate race. Ivan Barbashev and Devon Taves. Taves was able to move it below the goal line. Cale Makar with a clearance attempt that's intercepted. Puck bounced up into the air, bottom of the left circle. It pinballs around. Finally, it's grabbed and cleared out by Brock Nelson from the red line. He'll dump in, cross corner corner to the right of Carter Hart. And a turnover behind the net by Hannafin Nelson with a centering feed out in front. And the puck could not be directed goalward by Nazem Kadri. Puck to the left point and held in the zone. Sent high to low below the goal line. Brock Nelson out to the right point. Long wrister taken from there, did not get through the traffic. Mark Stone, who wears the Captain C on the Vegas sweater, gets it out. Both teams will change and the Avalanche hold possession. Here's Colorado again. Brett Kulak sends it blue to blue where it could be steered in. Carter Hart will stop it in back of the goal. Vegas' Dylan Coughlin gets it out. He had the opening goal of this series about a week ago. Colorado restarts. Nick Waugh, the former Golden Knight, up the near boards for Logan O'Connor, who couldn't control it. It came back to Brent Burns, stepping down the near wall. Burns behind the net, comes out to the far left circle, sends a fastball to the high slot Manson, down to the right circle. Waugh, centering pass deflected back to Manson for a shot that did not make it through the traffic. Golden Knights attempt to clear. They cannot. O'Connor held it in from the left circle. Now for Waugh, wide of the dot. He's hampered a bit by Vegas's Colton Sissons. Sent around the near boards, and at the right point, it's vacated, and Colorado will have to tag up. Cale Makar back on the puck through center, cuts out to his left, over the line, had the puck stripped off his stick. Tomas Hertl takes it away there. Hertl starts his engine and gets out to neutral territory. Feeds it up the left wing side for Mark Stone to take over the line. A drop into the slot and a shot taken and steered wide on the doorstep by Nick Dowd, and fishing for the puck in the blue paint and finding it is Blackwood to get a whistle. And after the whistle behind Blackwood, some pushing and shoving, and what an opportunity for Dowd, who of course won the Stanley Cup with Washington against Vegas in 2018. Very nearly put Vegas ahead here on a redirect right in front. And he just steered it wide on the glove side of Blackwood. It was a great feed from Braden McNabb. And Dowd will certainly try to figure out how in the world he didn't find the back of the net there. Face-off will come to the left of Mackenzie Blackwood out of Thunder Bay, Ontario, who won 23 games in the regular season, 23-10-2, his record as a starter in 36 starts. Colorado won the defensive zone draw, but the puck flipped out of play as a clearance attempt went into the Avalanche bench, so it'll be another defensive zone face-off for the Avs. 2.5 minutes gone here in game number 4. Golden Knights have been to the Stanley Cup Final twice in their franchise's history, including the first year in their franchise's history against Washington, that series I just mentioned that they lost in 2018. Colorado off the defensive zone face-off win again, trying to flip the puck aerially out of the zone. It deflects out of play again. They also, of course, were in the Stanley Cup Final Vegas in 2023, which they won over Florida. Another face-off coming up here after just 7 seconds went off the clock, and again in the Colorado zone to the left of Blackwood, who made one start against Vegas this season. It was at home in Denver, an overtime loss. Jack Drury on the face-off, but Vegas controls off the far half wall, stepping down the boards into the corner. Goes Caden Korzak, spatulas it around the boards towards the near corner. It's up for grabs there. Brett Kulak gets tangled up with Cole Smith. Nick Dowd and Jack Drury are in there. So too is Colorado's number 70, Sam Malinsky. He comes out of the pile with it and backhands it out to center. Intercepted there by Dylan Coughlin, and the Golden Knights are out. Attacking from our right to our left, gold uniforms, pewter numbers and white trim with pewter pants. Pushed into the Colorado zone. Malinsky is on it for the Avalanche, who wear white sweaters with the light blue numbers and burgundy trim. A turnover in neutral ice. Braden McNabb flips it in cross corner to the left of Blackwood. Moved around near side. Barbashev picks it up behind the net. Filters it into the trapezoid for Dorofeyev, who had it taken away by Makar, but then tried to throw it out in front. It come to the point. McNabb, D to the far side and a drive. Missed the net wide. Maybe Blackwood got a piece of it. Puck into the slot. Gabriel Landeskog for Colorado gets it out. Between the benches, scooped up by the Avs, Arturi Lehkonen over the line. Feeds the right point for a quick shot that whistles into the glove of Carter Hart from Cale Makar. And he puts it away for a whistle. It'll be an offensive zone face-off for the Avalanche, who have outshot Vegas through the first 3 games of this series, 103 76, but yet where it counts in total goals scored of the series, Vegas has a 2-1 advantage. 12-6 they've outscored Colorado through the first 3 games. Of course, half of those Colorado goals came out of the box in Game 3 here on the road. They led 3-0 before losing 5-3. Golden Knights win a defensive zone draw. Rasmus Andersson from behind the net will scale it out to center. William Karlsson takes it over the Colorado line and shoots a headhunter high. Off the high glass behind Blackwood, it comes to the far boards. Devon Taves will get it out to center, and here come the Avalanche forward. Over the line, Nazem Kadri took a bump as he got taken to the far half wall, and the puck is free to the line. Devon Taves holds it in. Shot puts it right circle. Makar moving in. A centering pass through traffic. Never made it to anyone before Makar make that McKinnon took it off the far boards. Now Kadri out of the corner, knocked away by Noah Hannafin, and the Golden Knights get out to center. McKinnon a lead feed for Makar. Steered it over the line into the Vegas zone. Out of the near corner, a drop for Nazem Kadri. Backhanded down the boards below the goal line. Shea Theodore gets to it. An outlet for Braden McNabb. McNabb with an aerial flip and a breakaway moving on in. The captain Stone, he's in with a shot. He scores! Mark Stone! With another captain's goal in Vegas! Breaks the ice in Game 4! Another Mark Stone goal! Second game in a row where Stoner has scored! And Vegas has the early lead in this Game 4 as they flipped it out to Stone, who was breaking in behind, put on the brakes at the top of the crease, went backhand, forehand, and he beats Blackwood, and Vegas is in front within 5 minutes. Play restarts, puck into the Vegas zone, paddled along by Hart to Theodore, flipped off the far window and out. So Colorado, with their season on the line, finds themselves behind, and here's Vegas into the offensive zone, right circle hurdle, hits the brakes, turns it back to the line where Theodore shoots a long wrister, just wide on the glove side of Blackwood. Stone puts it back in deep. Behind the net, Colton Sissons up the far wall, not out. It's cut off out the far corner by Logan O'Connor, however. O'Connor tries to bat it out for Colorado. He does. Nick Waugh out to center, gains the red line and chops it in. Caden Korzak gets to it out of the near corner to the left of the goaltender Carter Hart, but it's taken away off the near half wall. A board battle comes to the right point. Malinsky steps down the wall wide of the dot on the right circle. Malinsky turns it in deep. Behind the net, Korzak with a hit on Parker Kelly. Near edge of the trapezoid with Hart peering over his left shoulder to get a look at it. Puck is swatted up the near wall. Malinsky holds it in. Turned into the slot by Kelly. Intercepted by Keegan Colasar, and Vegas is out. Cole Smith backhands it in deep, and a big hit supplied behind the net by Dowd as Vegas make that Colorado is able to clear. Rasmus Andersson back on it, shifting gears through center from the far red line. He'll drive it in deep out of the near corner. Malinsky golfs it up the wall, not out. Now it comes out to Brett Kulak, who sizzles it up the middle for McKinnon. It's intercepted by Anderson, who dropped it off for Hannafin, who diagonaled out to center for Eichel. Eichel harpoons it in. Outside of the right circle, Ivan Barbashev trickles it below the goal line. Nathan McKinnon, the first one to it. Barbashev handcuffs him behind the net and then banked it out to the left point. Braden McNabb seesaws it into the far corner. It missed Dorofiev, and the Avalanche will look to establish a breakout. Doing so is Gabriel Landeskog, who strikes the red line, drifts to his left, and outside the blue will shoot in. Hart shuts it down on the trapezoid and bats it to his right. Taken there by Shea Theodore and snapped out to center, intercepted by Devon Taves, who puts the puck rolling on edge into the Colorado zone. Marty Natchez gets to it out of the far corner. Ahead for Taves, and the Avalanche skate forward. Taves a lead feed off the skate of Nazem Kadri, who recovers and swings it in. Natchez on the right circle tried to drop it off to the half wall for Brock Nelson, who got hit from behind. Vegas able to bounce it out. Makar back to rescue, and here comes Colorado once more. Over the line of the left wing, a drop by Kadri towards no one allows Vegas to clear. Back to the red line, Brent Burns ahead for Kadri, and we get a whistle to stop play with 12.5 to go here in this first period. And it's Mark Stone with the opening goal of game number 4. And the Golden Knights out in front on a night where they attempt to complete the sweep of the President's Trophy winners, the Colorado Avalanche. And Colorado, after scoring the first 3 goals on the road in game 3, have fallen behind early in game number 4. Incredibly, or maybe if you know him, maybe it's not incredibly, JT is with us tonight at stupid o'clock. Hello, JT.
Hello.
How's the voice? Tell everyone how the voice is.
Incredible. Definitely.
So would you like to tell the world why you are here at 2:34 a.m.?
Because I'm vibing to NBA on NBC music and NHL is on.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
That's not the actual reason. The actual reason is that I looked at the schedule, the USN schedule that we have. I forgot that time zones exist, so of course I looked at the 27th schedule, not the 26th schedule, as it's the 26th here, but it's the 27th here, but the 26th over there. So I looked at the 27th, not the 26th. Saw that no one had coloured anything in, so thought there was no broadcast on today. So I went upstairs to bed. Saw my dog had licked the bed sheets, made that all wet because he was hot and he wanted to cool down. So he, of course, decided it was a good idea to lick the bed sheets. So I went downstairs, put on the TV, saw that Sky Sports have actually decided to show NBA for once. Well done. Listened to the NBA on NBC music. Saw the live in 30 minutes notification from USN. Stayed up to see who that live stream was. Was it a Matthew or was it a Jarek one? I then found out it was a Matthew one, and now I'm here.
And there's the whole story. Colorado wins the face-off to restart play from the red line. Logan O'Connor puts it into the Vegas zone, having a tough time handling it from below the goal line. Dylan Coughlin, but he gets it out. Golden Knights are ahead, but they turn it over in the Colorado zone. Burns a stretch feed near wing, too far for O'Connor. It hit a stick, so no icing. Hit by Malinsky in the far corner boards on Noah Hannafin. Hannafin, though, has it come right back to him off a ricochet in the far corner. He'll skate up the boards and clear out. Brent Burns takes it back for Colorado. His outlet was knocked down by a stick. He'll try again to get it to McKinnon from the red line. Turned back by Tomas Hertl. A drop feed was for Burns, but he had gone off to the bench to change. Brett Kulak has to charge to it. And finally, out of that scramble, Sam Malinsky gets to the puck and puts it over the line for McKinnon, but he's across offside. So Vegas with an early lead. Mark Stone with a breakaway goal. Again, Stone missed the first 2 games of this series and missed 5 games in a row going back to the second round series against Anaheim with a lower body injury. Came back for game 3 on Sunday night, scored a goal and 2 points, and now he has a goal to start game number 4 tonight. McKinnon and Hertl on the face-off in the Colorado zone to the right of Blackwood. Hertl now kicked out. He'll be replaced by Sissons. Avalanche with just 1 shot on goal to start as Taves, off the Colorado face-off win, scales it up the far wall and out. Vegas with just 2 shots on goal, and they've scored on 1 of them nearing the midway point of the period. Puck into the Avalanche zone. Taves will break it out. Snapped on ahead. Off a body, it bounces up over the Vegas line, and it's touched up offside by Gabriel Landeskog, the Colorado captain. Again, this Avalanche team, they're really starting to feel the bumps and bruises of playoff action. Again, Val Nichushkin out tonight. McKinnon banged up. Makar banged up to the point of missing the first 2 games of this series. And again, it's 2 of the best players in the entire world, Makar and McKinnon. And they're both really in some pain, but trying to stay on the ice as hockey players do this time of year and just do what they can. Colorado wins a defensive zone draw, or a neutral zone draw, rather. Makar plugs it into the Vegas zone. Yoel Kiviranta, who draws into the lineup for Colorado tonight in the absence of Nishushkin, loses it on the half boards, and Vegas will clear out. This puck off a stick into the Colorado zone, but icing is still called, and the Golden Knights disagree with that. If Colorado comes back and wins tonight, then Game 5 will be necessary. It'll be Thursday night in Denver at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if Vegas wins, they advance to the Stanley Cup Final to play the winner of the Eastern Conference Final between Carolina and Montreal. Game 4 of that series is tomorrow night in Quebec at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Montreal winning Game 1 6-2, and Carolina's won the last two, each in overtime and each by the final score of 3-2. Offensive zone draw here for Colorado. Comes to the left of Carter Hart. Avs win the draw on a wheel-around shot in the slot by Landeskog. Was punched out by Hart. Manson put it back in deep. Lehkonen moved it up the near wall. Burns tussling on the near barrier along with Vegas's number 26, Nick Dowd. Puck comes up the near wall, not out. Burns from the right point with a heavy shot. Missed the net to the right of Hart, and it caroms off the corner boards out to center, and over the line is Dowd. Dowd to the right circle, tried to go backhand forehand and had it knocked off his stick. Josh Manson comes up with it nearing the midway point of the first period. Marty Necas through center, crosses the line on his off wing. To the left circle, he'll circle the track in back of the goal. Marty Necas to the perimeter, hands it off at the right point. Shot by Makar through traffic block. Kadri, a centering feed from the bottom of the far circle, didn't make it through. Jack Eichel will speed it out to center, over the line. Lost it to Taves, and Eichel got it back behind the net. Throws it out in front. Dorofeev couldn't settle it down. Then he tried to wrap it out in front for Barbashev, who couldn't direct it goalward. Barbashev behind the net goes down through joust battle with Makar. They wanted a penalty, the Vegas fans did, none given, but they've held the zone. Barbashev out of the far corner to the right of Blackwood. Takes a hit from Kadri. Barbashev rakes it to the front. Coughlin towards the right circle. Dorofeev shot hit a skate of an Avalanche. That was Brock Nelson. Behind the net, Eichel. Up the far wall. Nazem Kadri attempting to clear. He can't, so he supplies a big hit to the right shoulder of Dorofeev. Out of a board battle, it's drug free and thrown to the front by Korzak. It comes back to him. He winds it in deep. Eichel out of the near corner. Low to high play. Korzak feeds the right circle. Mitch Marner on the perimeter. Walks the line on a back pedal from right to left. Tries a long wrister. Makar blocks it. And Devon Taves is able to get a rolling puck out of the zone. Quick change for Colorado, but a quick re-entry for Vegas up the left wing. Howden had it knocked back and out of the zone. Vegas had Colorado hemmed there for quite a while. Now Noah Hannafin from dead center, right up the middle. He crosses the line, shoots one, knocked down by Blackwood. Rebound free to the near wall. Samolinsky got it, then he turned it over right to Howden. He's in on goal, and he lost the puck. And Blackwood was able to just paddle it out up the near wall and into neutral territory. What an opportunity for Brett Howden, as the puck is now bounced back in from center into the Avalanche zone to our left. Peering out of the left shoulder is Blackwood, taken out of a pile and brought back forward by Parker Kelly. Loop to center. Kelly gets it on a return over the line, shoots one, blockered away by Hart to the far wall, and it's chopped up the barrier and out of play. Lands in the seats behind the short glass on the far side into row 7. Play stopped with about 8 minutes to go in the first period. Mark Stone with a goal has made it 1-0 Vegas as they try to put away Colorado tonight in the Western Conference Final. So we have JT watching the NBA on Sky Sports, gets to see his boy, Wemby. San Antonio and Oklahoma City going on in the NBA's Western Conference Final. What's the score of that as I try to take a scroll through the phone here, if it'll cooperate with me?
I don't have it open. Maybe I should. I have the game that I'm actually scoreboarding on my TV, which is probably a wise idea.
Here it is. It finally came up. It was just taking absolutely forever.
61-50. What's the score? Matthew, what's the score?
61-50, the Oklahoma City lead late second quarter.
I should probably get the game on. Hold on. It wants to sign in again. Yay! It's because my browser was lagging, so I cleared my cache. Little did I know that cleared all of my logins.
Oh, of course it did.
So I've had to log into everything again.
Oh, you gotta love when that happens. I hate passwords. Need so many passwords these days.
What's my password? Okay, I have successfully signed in.
Very good. Face off to the right of Carter Hart. And Colorado controls from the left point. Taves sets up McKinnon off the far circle, shoots one, blocked in front. It caromed along towards the side of the goal. It's picked up by Theodore out of the far corner. He'll pitchfork it out to center. Tomas Hertl. Toe drags over the line, tosses for Stone on the right circle, knocked off his stick by Makar. McKinnon up the near wall for Arturi Lehkonen. And Lehkonen chops it out to center, turned over to Stone. And the Golden Knights controlling their defensive zone with Braden McNabb. So Vegas at their defensive end to our right. Both teams will shuffle bodies on and off the ice. McNabb in the D zone, skates forward to his own blue line. Now filters it forward through traffic. Knocked away by Burns and then touched up offside by Dowd, who was over the line.
You just teleported forward at least 10 seconds, and that is concerning me. Normally you teleport 10 seconds back, not 10 seconds forward.
I don't know why I can ever teleport 10 minutes forward when I'm at work. Face off in neutral territory, near dot in front of the penalty box doors. Dowd on the face off with Nelson. Former Washington Capital against a former New York Islander. Colorado wins the face off out to center. Natchez twisted it forward. And it was chopped in by Nazem Kadri. Behind the net, stopped by Hart. Backhanded up the far wall. Golden Knights will establish a breakout, and out they come. From dead center, it's backhanded in aerially by Dowd. It has to be lassoed in by the outstretched glove hand of Blackwood, and with Golden Knights around him, he has to keep it in his glove and take a whistle. About 7 minutes to go, first period. Shots on goal are 4-3 Colorado. And that last clearing attempt, because it was caught by Blackwood, goes down as a shot on goal for Vegas. So really they only have 2 true shots on goal, but one did go in. Within the first 5 minutes, it was Mark Stone, the captain, with a second goal in as many games to start his Western Conference final. Eichel and Drury on this face-off, and a face-off win, and a snapshot towards the net by Dorofeev. Quick reactions by Blackwood to force it away. Barbashev out of the near corner on the rebound, cycles it in behind. Eichel fronted by Brett Kulak. Down to the left circle, a low to high play. Coughlin from the left point, a shot through traffic blocked, and then a pile of bodies between the circles, and the puck gets moved along towards the near boards into the corner. Big hit supplied there by Parker Kelly on Caden Korzak. Still Colorado attempting to clear. Coughlin gets it back in deep. Barbashev throws one out in front wildly off a stick to Coughlin. Far half wall, his shot. Body down by Blackwood, and he locates the rebound and collapses on top of it to get a whistle. Dylan Coughlin scored the first goal of this series in the second period of Game 1, and all of a sudden his confidence is way up. What a story Coughlin has been this season. Down to the minors 7 different times this year. But in the most important time of the year, he's on the team and he's making big plays. Face off to the left of Mackenzie Blackwood in goal tonight for Colorado, making the change from Wedgwood to Blackwood. Nelson and Carlson on the draw. Clean win for Carlson to the far half wall, and a drive by Anderson off the right pad of Blackwood. Rebound near wall, scooped up by Natchez, and forward he comes for Colorado. Over the line, drifts to his left on the circle. Takes it to the corner and turns it back to the point, which had been vacated by Manson. It's out to center. Manson a reload and a feed right up the middle, and a chance for Nelson breaking in, and a shot snagged by the glove hand of Carter Hart, who walks away with it so calmly after picking off the attempt of Brock Nelson on a half break. Brock Nelson in behind. Great feed by Manson. Nelson so quickly going skate to stick with it. And he was behind Hannafin and Anderson. And his shot snapped away by the glove of Carter Hart. And what an opportunity for the 34-year-old veteran Nelson. Vegas wins a defensive zone draw, lifted out of the zone by Shea Theodore. Hurdle from between the benches, got the puck taken off his stick by Lehkonen. Now McKinnon's over the line, stops on the near half wall, turns to the perimeter, handoff McCarr, right circle, his shot, body down by Hart, the rebound free, caromed along to the far side. Stone gets to it and ladles it out. Devon Taves races it back down for Colorado, spins it out to center. McCarr shoots in from the red line to the left of Hart, from behind the net Coughlin, feeds the near corner, McNabb up the boards, not out, McCarr held it in, left circle, Taves a shot, punched out by the blocker of Hart. Rebound to the far boards and bounced out to center by Tomas Hertl. Nathan McKinnon races to the puck in the Colorado zone. Both teams will shuffle bodies on and off the ice. McKinnon out to center, taking a bump with it in front of the Colorado bench. Now 2 bumps, Logan O'Connor. And Vegas takes it away, and at the line, Cole Smith cuts in, right circle, his shot smothered and held by Mackenzie Blackwood. 5:07 left first period, and now the action starting to pick up as we start getting end-to-end action going here. 1-0 lead for Vegas in Game 4 of this Western Conference Final. Golden Knights with a win advance to the Stanley Cup Final. This incredible Stanley Cup playoff journey that we go through each and every year, just about to the boiling point of sending teams to the Stanley Cup Final. Carolina, Montreal in the East, Vegas, Colorado in the West. And who would have believed that Vegas would be up 3-0 on the Avalanche? Eastern Conference Final Game 4 tomorrow after a couple of overtime wins in a row for Carolina. As with just over 5 minutes to go here in this first period, as I said, action just starting to speed up a little bit after it was a bit of a tentative start for Colorado, at least to what we normally see from them. And you'd have to think Vegas has gotten into their heads a little bit. This Colorado team, highest scoring team in the league, best scoring defense in the league in the regular season. Vegas has gotten into their psyche here through the first 3 games of this series. Face-off coming to the left of Blackwood. Out of the far circle, Nick Waugh controls for Colorado. Manson from behind the net scrapes it out to center up the near boards. Punched back into the Colorado end. That bounces to the left of Blackwood. Avalanche are on it. Out to center. It's swung down the near boards and all the way down. This is going to go for icing. Apparently I'm time traveling.
Matthew Owens, stop time traveling. What is your clock at, please?
Yep, 4:52. You got it. Face off coming to the left of Blackwood.
Time traveled 15 seconds.
Far circle, the draw between Waugh and Eichel. A clean win for Eichel. Touch back to the right circle for Rasmus Anderson, who carries in deep. Turns it along the inboards towards the near corner. Low to high play. Could not be handled at the line. At the left point by Noah Hannafin, who had to wait and try to tag up, but then Brent Burns on a takeaway popped it into the Vegas zone. Hannafin back to it. Around the far wall, not out. Shot from the half boards. Kicked out with a purpose by the right pad of Carter Hart. Golden Knights are on it, and out to center they come. With the puck was Dorofeev. At the red line, he took a shot. Taken back over the line by Barbashev. Oh, and he backhanded it towards the net, and Stone with a tip right on. And Blackwood makes a tremendous save and gets a whistle. Wow. Barbashev just turning just inside the blue line and just knifing a backhander with his back to the goal towards the net, right to William Karlsson for a redirect. Out of the air and swatting it on goal. What a great save by Blackwood. But what a great attempt by Karlsson. I have no idea if that's what Barbashev meant to do, but if it is, what a talent. Face off to the left of Blackwood. Vegas wins the offensive zone draw, and they set up Marner for a one-timer from the high slot that hit a stick, and it broke the stick. From the near corner, Parker Kelly chips it off the window and out, and Vegas will restart. A diagonal feed through center comes to Carlson. Off the left wing, he'll drive it in deep. Out of the far corner, Brett Kulak for Colorado moves it below the goal line. Sam Malinsky up the near wall and out. Forward comes Yoel Kiviranta. Up the near wing, Parker Kelly. The feed back for Kiviranta missed him. Comes around to the far boards. Vegas attempting to clear. Korzak takes a hard hit in the corner boards. Kelly drags it back around the wall to Malinsky. Malinsky low to high. Comes all the way around to the far barrier. Drury wedged it on to Kulak from the high slot. Tried to push it down the slot. It was deflected out by Carlson. Marner pulls up in neutral territory. And the Avalanche recollect. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first period. Kadri, right wing over red over blue. Cuts to his left. Feeds it to the right circle. Natchez had it knifed off his stick. Makar reloads at the red line. Drops it into the Colorado zone for Devon Taves. Shots on goal are 7-6 Colorado, where it counts. Vegas leads 1-0. They can't gain clean entry as Taves loses it. Comes back to Makar again in the D zone. Has to avoid some shrapnel from that broken stick from a couple of moments ago. And Kadri has it over the line of the right wing. Cuts to the slot with a shot that went off the stick of Braden McNabb. It gets swung to the near wall, not out. Makar at the line. Swings it towards the left circle. Marty Natchez on the half wall. Spins it back in deep. McNabb first to it in the trapezoid. Then he misplayed it. Nelson low to high. Taves. D to D to the far side. Makar point to point this way. Taves a shot knocked away by the blocker of Hart. And that puck flares out of play over the short glass on the far side. It'll be an offensive zone face-off for the Avalanche with 2.5 left in this opening frame. 1-0 lead for Vegas. Mark Stone with the opening goal for the Golden Knights at 4:42 in the first period from Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore. To the left of Carter Hart, this face-off, Carlson against McKinnon. Carlson wins it in the D zone. Hannafin puts it behind the net. Around the wall on the far side by Rasmus Anderson and out. Marner pitchforks it to the Colorado zone to our left. Brent Burns is the first one to it. Up the near wall, turned over to Carlson, who hammers it back in deep. Burns again, pressurized below the goal line by Brett Howden. Finds a seam and tries to clear out, but it's turned over right in front. Marner a chance! And a left pad save by Blackwood. Loose puck to McKinnon, who skates it out to safety. Over the line for Arturi Lehkonen. His shot just inside the right circle, blocked by Anderson. He gets it back. Handoff McKinnon, who throws it through the blue paint and out. Left circle, Kulak. Return for McKinnon, backhanded towards the front. It went off a Vegas stick, and Howden can flip it up and out. Might make it for icing. It does not. Josh Manson will be forced to play it. Manson will start forward again. Diagonal to Kulak. Now rink wide for Wah. Squeezes down the near wall against Cole Smith. Lost it wide of the dot of the right circle. Vegas clears and charging to it over the line. Keegan Colasar from the right circle hits the brakes. Turned it back to Theodore. The pass was behind him. Theodore had to swat it this way. On the wall it was found by Nick Dowd, who pushed it in deep. Now here's Dowd again in the trapezoid against Kulak. Low to high, Theodore, right point. His shot through traffic. Got deflected just wide of Blackwood to his right. Hannafin out of the right circle, or made that Colasar. Got slashed, I believe. A penalty upcoming against Colorado and against Josh Manson.
At the first power play as Manson goes to the box.
Colorado penalty number 42, 2 minutes for hooking.
It's a hooking call officially on Manson, and with 1:04 to go in the first period, we get our first penalty of the game, and it'll be a Vegas power play, which in the postseason is clicking at a pretty good rate, 25%. In the regular season, it was 24.5%. That was 6th best in the league. They're 11 of 44 on the power play in the postseason. And the Colorado penalty kill, which was the best in the regular season at over 84%, is just at 79% for the playoffs. The Avalanche do win the draw in the defensive zone. Makar sails it down ice, 200 feet to kill some time right away. Under a minute to go in the first period. Mitch Marner will walk it forward before dropping it at his own blue for Eichel. Eichel through center, cruises, cuts from right to left over the line. A drop for Dorofeev. Back down the near wall for Eichel in the corner, knocked away by Taves. Below the goal line, Makar around the far wall, cut off by Hurdle, tied up by Lehkonen. Loose puck far corner, Taves. He gets tied up by Jack Eichel. Pie slice to the left of Blackwood. That puck crawls up the glass, far corner, and goes out of play. 29 seconds to go in period number 1. 35 seconds gone on the Vegas power play. And the officials are going to get together, and could they be discussing a possible delay of game penalty here? Might be what they're discussing. Let's listen in.
Here will be a really good look. Now remember, the officials do not get the benefit of a replay. Well, that's a penalty.
That's a penalty. Right up off Taves' stick. And
it was Taves trying to clear the puck. Tried to lift it out of the zone, and instead he lifted it out of the rink. And it does not look like it took a deflection on the way over the glass, so that should be a delay of game penalty, as you just heard ESPN's Ray Ferraro say. However, they don't review this with an instant replay. They can only talk about it on ice level. Of course, there was a discussion about a too many men on the ice penalty last night in overtime in Montreal that looked pretty clear that they did not end up calling, and it doesn't look like they've ended up calling this delay of game either. And that is a break for Jared Bednar's team, as it looks like it's going to stay 5-on-4 Vegas power play. And it is. So a break there for Colorado, but they've still got 85 seconds to kill. Golden Knights win the draw. Marner steps in from the line. Right circle, his shot fought off by Blackwood of the rebound. Just missed the stick of Eichel, who was on the doorstep. Loose puck in the near corner to Blackwood's right, squirts up the wall. Marner from the left circle, puts it down low. Eichel looks towards the front. Taves in his way, wrestled the puck free from him, and it ended up rolling in on Blackwood, who smothers it and gets a whistle with under 9 seconds to go in the period. Boy, you just have to probably shudder in fear thinking about a power play that has the likes of Eichel and Marner and Dorofeev and Stone, and then Hurdle in there too. 9 seconds to go, first period. Face off to the right of Mackenzie Blackwood. Nelson on the face-off with Eichel, who won it to Dorofeev, whose shot went off the stick of Blackwood. Loose puck out of the far corner. Taves trying to clear it. He can't. Makar does. And that will bring an end to the first period. The carryover time on the power play will be 56 seconds for Vegas. End of the first period. Golden Knights ahead 1-0. Mark Stone with the goal at 4:42 from Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore. And the Golden Knights trying to finish off a sweep against Colorado. Leads by a goal at the end of 1. And now it will be everyone's favorite time of the night. It is JT Waffles time, as I have...
Oh no, this is going to be horrible. I can't stop sneezing. Oh, this is going to be so bad.
Be patient. Be patient with JT. He will take you through the next couple of minutes, as I have rushed to get here in time for this stream and must take care of things. I will be back ASAP.
What could go wrong? Everything. Welcome to this section of JT Waffles. There's going to be a lot of dead air. And you know, I'm telling you now, the reason for that dead air is because I cannot stop sneezing. Anyway, coming up on the channel is if this game does go to a game 5, it'll be Jarek taking you through the next one, game 5 on Thursday. And then if it goes for game 6, it'll be Jarek on that one as well. But let's be honest, this is probably going to be over today, but we shall see. It's the NHL. Anything can happen. And taking you through game 5 of the Canadians at Hurricanes will be Matthew Owens Friday night as well. And of course, we have the NASCAR Cracker Barrel 400 at Nashville Sunday night, 7 p.m. on airtime then. I told you this was going to be a chaotic JT Waffles. Halftime score in the NBA between the Oklahoma City Thunder and San Antonio Spurs. It's game 5 of the conference final there. And the series is tied 2-2. Currently, Oklahoma City Thunder lead 69 to San Antonio Spurs 58. Meanwhile, here in the NHL, if you're just joining us for the Western Conference Final, Game 4, Vegas leads this series 3-0, and they lead at the end of the first period 1-0 here if you are just joining us. So the Avalanche so well in the league, but as soon as it gets to the playoffs and the conference final, doesn't do too well for them, and the Golden Knights looking to sweep this series in the Western Conference Final here tonight at Vegas, as we're now getting Game 1 highlights here in Premier Sports over here in the UK of this exact series. Don't know why, but we are. Incredible scenes as the third period over in the West Conference Finals for the NBA between the Spurs and the Thunder. That's just got underway. So they're into their second half there. And that's was very close to, if not, a shot clock violation. Time to go onto the play-by-play to see if that was actually a shot clock violation. Here we go. Point 2, point 1. That's a shot clock violation. It's unfortunate there, as us Brits are very good about talking about the weather. Time to talk about the weather, because why not? It feels like it is currently 30 degrees in my studio right now, and you're like, well, that's very, very cold. Celsius. And yes, I will do the conversion for you. It feels like it's 86 Fahrenheit. It might even be hotter. Gonna be honest. This fan is doing nothing. This PC is probably at a temperature of like, what, 90 degrees Celsius, which is 194. That's probably how hot this PC is. As I'm actually going to see how hot this PC is. Let me do some shenanigans. Hold on, behind the scenes. We love some behind the scenes shenanigans. Try to do them quickly as well. Will probably not work, but here we go. Never mind, that was very quick. Right. Uh, Yikes. I was a little bit over the top, possibly. We shall see. I know my PC can get up to 90 degrees at times. It's currently 54 degrees. My PC is 129 Fahrenheit. My PC is currently current temperature. Yikes. That is why it's so hot in here. Incredible. Anyway. We're 2 minutes and 6 seconds into a quarter in the NBA, and we have to go to commercials because, well, America. As this is now game 2 are we seeing here of the series on Highlights of Premier Sports? I believe so. Incredible scenes. I love how Matthew said, "I'll be a couple of minutes." I would like to know what his definition of a couple of minutes is. Okay, so I have looked into deeper. The maximum safe temperature that my PC can run is 100 degrees Celsius, which is 212 Fahrenheit. It's currently running at 54 degrees Celsius, 129.2 Fahrenheit. Don't you just love it? Some PC nerd stuff there that literally no one asked for, but that's what happens when you are JT waffling with not much to talk about. There isn't even horrendous crashes because it's midweek. Horrendous crashes get released on Friday.
You are saved now, JT.
Thank goodness. What is your definition of a couple of minutes, please?
Well, a lot's going on. You know how many minutes I was here before I went live? I think 4.5.
Matthew?
Yes, JT.
I've worked out why my room is so hot.
Because it's hot outside?
My PC is currently running at 134 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my god.
Let me bring it on to there. You should see it on my screen share down on the left-hand side.
Okay, let's take a look at this here. I know it's been incredible. Oh, okay. Wow.
51, 50, 51, 55, 59, 55, 56. Yeah, it is cooking.
I know y'all are going through it with some heat over there.
Also, do you like the wallpaper?
Oh, that's amazing.
Look at that. There we go. Dina, you see my message about the picture-in-picture stuff? I found it very funny.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of DMs, be looking at yours.
I have the tab open.
Oh, very good.
The last message you sent to me, and I quote, is I should be surprised, but with you, I never am. Okay, noted. We are speed.
I was going to try to down a hot dog here before the second period, but I don't think I'm going to. It reminds me of the Weenie 500.
Did you see my message about the yet to be announced thing happening next February?
Yes, I did.
That should be fun.
Oh, it'll be fun. I guarantee you that.
It's only 40 minutes away from unannounced location.
Okay, hopefully I have no food in my teeth for all you people to see in living color. All right.
They're running every single day, Wednesday through Saturday.
That's your kind of place right there. Second period about to begin here at the Fortress in Vegas. A 1-0 Golden Knights lead. And their captain, Mark Stone, giving them the lead that they will try to hold on to complete this sweep of Colorado. 56 seconds of carryover time on this power play to start the period for the Golden Knights. Puck is dropped at dead center. Colorado able to win the draw. Devon Taves will send the puck forward and over the line short-handed. Logan O'Connor shoots off a stick. Off of Mitch Marner, it goes out of play. So a whistle 9 seconds into the period.
Are we good? Are we synced? Are we good?
I think we're close, yes. I think we're no more time traveling, hopefully. Face-off comes to the right of Carter Hart, the Vegas netminder. Brock Nelson on the face-off, but it's won by Vegas's Jack Eichel. Mitch Marner from below the goal line will skate forward, and the Golden Knights will try to get one more chance on this power play. Over red and over blue, Marner carries through traffic to the right circle, hits the brakes. He's taken to the boards by the combination of Taves and O'Connor. Puck is wrestled free, but to the slot, Hurdle shoots it back in down low behind the net. Brock Nelson up the wall, not out. Devon Taves is who it comes to, and he will lift it up and out. And it bounces all the way down to the right of Hart. 15 seconds left on the Vegas power play. Jack Eichel through center. Looks over the line on the left wing. A drop for Tomas Hurdle in the highest slot. Back for Eichel, wide of the dot of the left circle. Up top, Mitch Marner with a shot that whistles wide to the left of Mackenzie Blackwood. Puck is out of the zone. Cleared by Colorado. Penalty time is up. Golden Knights will retrieve the puck in their defensive zone with Rasmus Andersson. Feeding it forward for Noah Hannafin. Spoons it ahead into the Colorado zone. Yoel Kiviranta up with it. Chipped off the near wall, not out. Rasmus Andersson puts it back in down low, and then that deflects out of play. It will be an offensive zone face-off for the Golden Knights, who finished 26 points below Colorado in the standings, but won the Central Division, or won the Pacific Division, rather. Colorado, the winners of the Central, which was absolutely loaded, that Central Division. Landeskog on the face-off with Carlson to the left of Blackwood. A clean win for Landeskog in Colorado. Puck is screamed out to center by Brett Kulak. Golden Knights are back on it. It's bounced in directly off the boards. It's centered and down to the right of Blackwood, and this is icing against Vegas. So face-off will come all the way back into the Golden Knights zone to our left. It'll be to the right of Carter Hart. And it'll be Landeskog and Carlson on the face-off near circle. Landeskog, a clean win. Brush back to McKinnon, who shoots over the glove of Hart. Puck free off the far boards, taken by Makar. He'll circle the track and back of the goal. Stops left circle with a short side. Shot shielded and held by Carter Hart. Hart hugging the near post and denying Cale Makar. Just feels like Colorado, really ever since the very beginning stages of this series, has had so much of the sting taken out of them for the team that won the President's Trophy on 121 points in the standings. Face off again to the right of Hart. Again, it's Landeskog for Colorado. He wins it this time from Colton Sissons. High slot. Taves a shot from the high slot, gloved down and held by Carter Hart again. Hart, who has been spectacular in this series and in the playoffs. .942 save percentage in this series coming into tonight, and he stopped all 10 shots he's seen in this one. Vegas wins this D-zone draw. McNabb from below the goal line, chipped up the near wall, not out. Landeskog held it in from the near corner, puts it in back of the goal. McKinnon tried a handoff in deep for Landeskog. It hit a stick. It carried back to the far circle. Vegas attempts to clear. They do, as Taves could not hold it in on a swinging attempt at the line. Makar has to backpedal into his own zone. A drop for Taves, who will slash it forward. Off a stick, it deflects back to Cale Makar. Golfed up the left wing side. McKinnon over the line. Feeds the middle. Landeskog got taken down by Braden McNabb. They play on. Cole Smith off the near boards. Hammers it out to center. Devon Taves gloved it down. Drop for Makar. Makar cycles it through center off a stick. It tumbles into the Vegas zone to the left of Hart. Puck comes free to the right circle, and then off a stick it caroms to the corner boards. Nazem Kadri for Nathan McKinnon. The return for Kadri intercepted by Pavel Dorofeev. Tried to backhand it out. Kadri got his stick to it to hold it in. Shea Theodore comes up with it, and he'll drag it out to center. Josh Manson picks it up from just outside the Vegas line. He'll dive it in deep. Colorado off on a change, but play has been stopped. And are we going to get a penalty coming up here? Linesman coming over.
Is going to get its first power play.
2 minutes for hooking.
Oh, a hooking call on Cole Smith. Apparently getting Josh Manson. Oh, yeah, he did. He got Manson with the stick underneath the arm. So Smith will go to the send bin, and for the first time tonight, a Colorado power play. First Vegas penalty called nearly 23 minutes into the game. So the Golden Knights will be shorthanded. Their penalty kill unit has only allowed 6 power play goals in the playoffs. They're 41 of 47 on the kill. That's 87%. While the Colorado power play, which was 27th in the regular season at 17%, they're 21% in the postseason, 1 of 9 in this series. Vegas wins the draw in the D zone and clear it out, not all the way down. Makar at the Colorado line comes up with it, then drops it for McKinnon. McKinnon touched along through center. Landeskog, rink wide McKinnon, brushed over the line of the right wing Natchez. A drop for Kadri, who spins on the half wall against Carlson. Kadri squeezes down the wall, tried to play it back to the point. It took a couple of deflections, but Makar has it. In the high slot, he backpedals. Feeds the left circle for McKinnon, who stick handles wide of the dot. Sends it to the goal line, Natchez. Handed off for McKinnon again. McKinnon shoots one on the short side, shielded by Hart, and the puck ricochets off the far corner boards and out of the zone. Makar will retrieve. 45 seconds gone on the Colorado power play. Avalanche start again. Natchez through center, over the line of the right wing. Drops it back for Kadri, knocked away by Marner, out to center, tried to plug one forward for Eichel, short-handed. Makar gets to it halfway through the penalty time. Makar raked on for Landeskog, touch forward for McKinnon and dumped in. Moved along out of the goal crease by Hart. Vegas clears all the way down. Makar again through center. McKinnon touch forward for Kadri. Drop for McKinnon, picked off. Vegas clears one more time, and we're down to 40 seconds left on the Avalanche power play. Cale Makar in his defensive zone. Drops for Marty Natchez, who shifts gears through center. Feeds left wing Taves over the line. He got surrounded on the circle and dropped it back for Burns. Down the near wall, Natchez. On the dot on the near left circle, Marty Natchez scans. Marty Natchez probes. Marty Natchez stick handles. Gives it up, Burns. Touched off Nelson. A one-timer stopped on the short side by Hart and cleared out to center. A dozen to go on the penalty time. Burns forwarded on for Nelson. Nelson fumbles, has to track it back down in the Colorado zone. Penalty time just about up. Nelson up the middle over red over blue. Penalty time's up, and Nelson's in with a shot in tight, stopped by Hart. Rebound tumbles towards the near wall. Vegas anxiously trying to clear as we're back to 5 skaters aside. Nelson holds it in, puts it in the blue paint for a crashing in Waugh that could not direct it goalward. Cole Smith out for Vegas on the right wing. Squeezes it into the Colorado zone. Burns and Stone joust for the puck. Comes free to the far corner, and Waugh directed it on for Taves, who from the red line was able to rag it in to the right of Hart. He'll paddle it to the near corner. Caden Korzak for the VGK. Out to center and into the Colorado zone. No icing. Sam Malinsky forced to play it out of the far corner. Sends it this way, Brett Kulak. Forwarded on for Jack Drury. Backhanded over the line of the left wing. Parker Kelly shoots, and closing up the 5-hole with the right pad is Carter Hart. Rebound steered to the near corner. Puck around the far boards. Malinsky holds it in. D-to-D this way. In the high slot, a long wrister by Kulak. Missed the net wide on the stick side of Hart. Drury in back of the goal. In the trapezoid, Kelly back up the far wall. Reversed it in deep. Drury banks it out to the left point. Kulak a drive. Off a skate. Karam to the far boards. William Carlson. One hands it out for Vegas. Here comes Mitch Marner the other direction. Pressurized on the far wall by Brent Burns. Puck into the Colorado zone and taken behind the net by Malinsky. Malinsky snaps it out to center off a stick perhaps. It does go to the right of Hart. No icing. Jack Eichel the other way, flying up the left wing and tosses over the line. Ivan Barbashev on the left circle with a shot from the half wall. Stopped and held by Mackenzie Blackwood. That'll lead to a stoppage in play with 13.5 to go in period number 2. Vegas holding on to a 1-0 lead. And now I will promise JT that this is the last time I leave him on his own. This time it will only be for 45 seconds as I go and get my phone charger. This is it, JT, I promise.
45 seconds starting now. Okay. Hello, everyone. Score update. With 5 minutes left in the West Conference final between the Spurs and Thunder. It's currently Thunder leading 90 to 79 with just under 5 minutes left in the third period. 3-pointer just missed off the rim for the Spurs, so it stays 90-79. There's 8 seconds left on the 45-second timer. So hopefully Matthew shall return.
Was it 45 seconds?
Exactly, I'm not joking.
Wow. Look at him go.
Matthew.
JT.
Hendersford Hills Raceway yesterday, here in the UK, recorded a track temperature of 172 Fahrenheit.
Gosh.
A track temperature of 78 degrees Celsius. Insane. That is, of course, one of 2 venues in the UK which could technically host NASCAR if it wanted. Offer is there. It wouldn't be safe. Offer's there.
All I'm hearing from my tennis folks at the French Open is just how hot it is. That's all I'm hearing.
Are they telling you via the TikTok, Matthew?
Well, all TikTok, WhatsApp, Twitter, all of that. Face off to the right of Mackenzie Blackwood. Vegas wins an offensive zone draw. Marner from the right circle would drop. Fed to the front and a shot right on by Carlson. Kicked out by Blackwood. Loose puck to the near wall. Arturi Lekkinen gets to it for Colorado and clears. Quick re-entry. Marner banked it ahead for Carlson from the far corner. Cycled around this way. Pushed below the goal line by Howden. The return up the near wall by Carlson hit a stick. Puck wobbles to the far boards. McKinnon puts it behind the net for McCarr. Vegas backs away and McCarr stretches it out. Over the Vegas line of the right wing, Arturi Lekkinen gets turned back by Braden McNabb out to center. Devon Taves backpedals into the Colorado zone. 14 shots on goal for Colorado to Vegas's 11. McKinnon diagonals through center. Pushed over the line for Logan O'Connor, angled off into the boards by Braden McNabb. Puck squirts free to McKinnon, right circle to the point, a long wrister, hit off the skate of perhaps Barbashev. Loose puck to the near corner, Ross Colton. Behind the net, O'Connor tried to shovel one out in front, intercepted by McNabb. He clears it all the way down from our left to our right. This will not be icing. Josh Manson forced to play it with a pressuring Pavel Dorofeev. Puck up the far wall. Nick Waugh for Colorado. Helps it out with some help from Brent Burns. Now O'Connor from the near red line will cycle in. Hart puts it down to the trapezoid and swings it around the near wall. Waugh chases out to neutral territory. Avalanche will restart. Brent Burns backhands it up the near wall. At the red line taken away. Eichel over the line, finessed it on for Hertl. Hertl far left circle. A drop for Eichel who had to get to it. Sends one towards the net. Wide of Blackwood to his right. Colorado on the rebound, can't clear. In the high slot, Stone to the front, and a backhander chip towards the net by Hertl, stopped by Blackwood. Someone lost their stick. Might have been Hertl, he's got it. And Colorado possesses out to center. Nazem Kadri will voluntarily turn back into his own zone. Behind the net, Brett Kulak now for the Avalanche. Still that broken stick on the ice as Kulak stretches it out to center. Steered into the Vegas zone by Brock Nelson. Taken away by Vegas's Dylan Coughlin. Now a diagonal feed through center by Korczak, and in alone it's Colton Sissons in tight. And on a sharp angle, he just had to backhand it on the short side of Blackwood, who watched it go wide. Nazem Kadri out to center for Colorado, turned over. Golden Knights are in. Shot by Dowd. Missed the net wide. Kadri off the near wall, bounces it out to center. Colorado on their heels here as Vegas will not relent. Shea Theodore out to neutral territory, strikes the red line. 9 irons it in to the left of Blackwood. Puck hits a piece of the broken stick on the near edge of the trapezoid. Board battle ensues. Jack Drury is on it for Colorado. He'll flip one out to center. Bouncing puck in front of ESPN's Ray Ferraro. Comes back to the Colorado line. Kulak got there before Dowd. Put it behind the net for Malinsky. Pressured by a Golden Knight forechecker, it squirts out to center. Off a Vegas stick, it comes back to Dowd. Popped into the Colorado zone to be taken by Yoel Kiviranta for Colorado. Snapped back from our right to our left into neutral territory by Kulak. Puck tumbles into the Vegas zone, and Yoel Kiviranta touches up offside. Shots on goal are now even at 14 apiece. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday night. If you're like me, you've been totally confused by the 3-day holiday weekend and you don't know what day it is anymore, but we're always happy when we think it's Monday, but it's actually Tuesday. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday night. On the east coast of the United States, it's only Tuesday night for another 90 minutes. Face-off near dot, neutral ice in front of the penalty box doors. Carlson on this draw against Brock Nelson. Beg your pardon, that's 18, not 11. Thank you, Jack Drury. Carlson wins the draw. Puck free at the red line. Rasmus Anderson for Vegas guided it to the line. Brett Howden steered it in. Taken away by Cale Makar. Makar a drop to his defensive mate Taves. Forwarded on for Drury. From the near red line and flexed in. First to it for Vegas below the goal line, Noah Hannafin. Around the near wall, not out. Held in and sent cross corner to the left of Carter Hart. Parker Kelly in the pie slice. Up the wall to Kiviranta, who draws into the lineup tonight in the absence of Nishushkin. He turned it over to Hannafin, who lobbed it out, and this will make it for icing. Just about 9.5 to go in period number 2. Still a 1-0 lead for the Vegas Golden Knights. Plenty of people watching here on the channel tonight. Be sure to send your comments in, say hi, tell us where you're listening from, tell us your thoughts on the game, tell us your thoughts on the commentary, whether you like it or not. And if I like your comment, I'll read it. If you're positive about the commentary, I'll probably read that comment.
I cannot believe this commentary is pre-recorded, Matthew.
Vegas wins the defensive zone draw. If you leave that kind of comment, I'll respond to that too. Vegas shoots in from the red line. Blackwood shuts it down, keeps it playing behind the net. Landeskog tangled up by Marner, who comes out in front off the takeaway and could not pull a shot off. Puck comes to the near wall. McKinnon swings it to the line and out. You know, even if it's a negative comment, I'll probably read it because that's I like to read and respond to negative comments, like, apparently I'm a big Felix Rosenquist fan. I'm a closeted Felix Rosenquist fan after Sunday. Did you know that, JT? Apparently I am. Eichel
I
could
did
not
not.
control over the line. McKinnon takes it away, circles back to the red line on the near flank, and dumps it in. Taken out of the trapezoid and spun around the boards by Braden McNabb. Here come the Golden Knights out to center. A heavy touch from Theodore. He lost the puck but regained it. Harpooned it into the far corner. Josh Manson scoops up a rolling puck behind the net. Turned over to the side of the goal. Dorofeyev a shot from a sharp angle. Hit something and deflected out of play. Whether it was a skate or a stick. A break there for Colorado, as that was a very bad turnover to a very bad player to give it to in that kind of territory. And Pavel Dorofeyev, who has done nothing but score goals in these playoffs. We get a break in the action. Yeah, my favorite comments are, let me rank my 3 favorite comments from the weekend, or from the last week, JT. He's clearly watched this game back and practiced the names. That's one of my 3 favorite comments, that I rehearse these calls. Sure. Second favorite comment is that the announcer was doing well until he turned into a fan. All right. And then maybe my favorite comment of all, those other 2 were from the TikTok. The other one was from YouTube from Sunday night. Let me pull it up just to make sure I'm not misquoting. If you're going to leave a comment, I don't want to misquote you. Here it is, from Cowboy Trucking 61. This is a comment on the Coca-Cola 600 stream. This is worthless. Where's the video of the race?
One of them, okay, yeah.
And we do put in every description that no race/game/match footage is shown in these videos. You know why? Because the people that pay a bunch of money to show the footage of the race, game, or match, they pay a lot of money to do that, and they don't take well when people do it without paying money. Just my understanding of the business. Anyway, we appreciate the passion. 8:36 to go in the second period. 1-0 lead for Vegas. Face off to the left of Blackwood. Ozone draw win for the Golden Knights. Anderson turned it to Stone, right circle. His shot up high. Got Blackwood and maybe got Brent Burns too, who down from his knee was able to backhand it out of the zone all the way down. No icing called. Anderson forced to play it. Flipped it out to center. Mark Stone tries to guide it from skate to stick over the line. He does. Centered one to Hannafin at the line. Knocked by a Colorado stick out to center. Natchez could not gain entry. He tumbles down hard off a hip check from Hurdle. Natchez is down. Play will now be stopped as Marty Natchez is still down here for Colorado. He and Hurdle collided in neutral territory. I was looking right at it, and Natchez has still not gotten up. Talk about how banged up the Avalanche team is coming into this game, and it's to so many of their best players, Makar and McKinnon and Nichushkin. And now another one of their top players, Marty Natchez, the former Carolina Hurricane. They were coming over the line, and Hurdle just kind of swung his hip out there. And Natchez went down, looked like hip to knee. And that could be a very dangerous collision. The officials are getting together to talk about it. There was not a penalty called in the moment against Hurdle. Now the linesman from that conversation out to talk to the Colorado captain, Gabriel Landeskog. And we'll see if there's going to be an announcement of any kind here, if it's going to be play on. one penalty called on each side so far through the first 32 minutes of this game. Natchez has been helped off the ice while all of this has been going on as well. And we'll see what the final verdict will be. And it looks like that there will be no penalty called. Still 5 Golden Knights on the ice, and a neutral zone face-off controlled by Colorado. Josh Manson jackknifes it into the Vegas zone. From behind the net, Dylan Coughlin sprays it out to center. William Karlsson up the right wing side over the line. Tossed it into the near corner. Brent Burns was the first one to it. Wrestled the puck to the line. Mitch Marner kept it alive. Marner from the right circle back to the right point. Colasar in deep. Taken away by Burns and chipped off the boards and out by Waugh. And Vegas will chase back in their defensive zone, and Coughlin takes a hard hit from below the goal line. That came from Kiviranta. Golden Knights able to clear. Makar starts back through center, left wing over red over blue. Through a bunch of traffic, Makar hits the brakes, cycles it in deep towards Lehkonen. Behind the net, Coughlin was first to it. Hit by Waugh on Barbashev in the far corner to the left of Hart. Board battle here. Puck squirts out into the trapezoid. Vegas tries to clear with Korzak. McKinnon got his stick to it, but Marner was able to walk it out. McKinnon, though, brings it right back over the line. He gets angled off. Now the hits are becoming harder here as the puck is flipped out to center. Taves puts it back over the Vegas line. Left wing for McKinnon. Too far for him. Karlsson comes up with it. Up the boards. Can Vegas clear? It is out. Between the benches now, Taves, roughed up a bit by Barbashev, squirts out into the Colorado zone. Kulak, steered over the line, left wing Lehkonen, handoff McKinnon, he goes down, contact from Coughlin, they play on, Vegas with the puck, able to clear it out, flip to center, Coughlin from the near red line, winds it in deep, Devon Taves cuts it off in the far corner, and now play is stopped, and I think we've got a penalty behind the play going against Colorado and their captain Landeskog. He is being escorted to the box. Oh my.
Well, Colorado's not going to...
number 92, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
There's a cross-checking call on Landeskog, and Jared Bednar gets heated at that call. And you could tell ever since that collision between Hertl and Natchez, the Avalanche were starting to really lay the body and really start ratcheting up some hits and physicality. But now a cross-checking penalty on Landeskog will send Vegas to the power play and an opportunity for the Golden Knights to double their lead. The normally calm captain, Gabriel Landeskog. Vegas will start with Hertl, Eichel, Dorofeev, Marner, and Stone. 5 on the ice on the power play, their top unit. Face-off near circle to the left of Blackwood. It will be Hertl on the face-off after Eichel was kicked out of the circle. Hertl against Nelson. Nelson a clean win. Makar near corner. Wires it around the boards, gets it out to center. Puck picked up short-handed. Logan O'Connor flips it on all the way down to the Vegas end below the goal line. Hertl gets it away from him. O'Connor's got to hustle back. Eichel will bring it back slowly as Vegas will try to get the power play set up. Eichel over the line. Rink-wide feed for Stone. Stabbed away by Nelson out to center. Hertl on the re-entry. Knocked off his stick by Makar. Played a bit lackadaisically to Taves laterally, but he was able to whisk it out. And already Colorado's killed off. 37 seconds. Vegas, a stretch feed by Marner over the line. Hertl on the left wing. Hits the brakes. Tosses back to the slot. Marner drifts right of the circle across Dorofeev. A shot. Oh, what a save by Blackwood! Below the goal line. Taves up the wall, not out. Hertl dropped it. High slot. Marner winds up. Shoots one. Redirected wide by Stone. Dorofeev below the goal line. Puts it into the trapezoid for Stone. He is surrounded by Burns and Taves. Puck up the wall. Eichel low to high. Marner in the high slot drifts to his right. Backhands it to the top of the left circle for Eichel. 4 dozen left on the Vegas power play. Eichel to the goal line for Stone. Side of the goal. Tried to play it across for Hertl. It went off a stick. I think it was Burns. Out of the far corner, Taves. Up the far wall, Stone. Got it to the line, Marner. Return for Stone was fumbled. Tapped up the wall by Eichel, who protects from Kiviranta. To the left circle, Jack Eichel into the slot, a shot, knocked down by Blackwood, rebound free, Hertl trying to reach it, drops it back to Marner, high slot between the circles, Marner backhands it wide on the glove side of Blackwood. Marner's got it back, far left circle to the middle, Hertl side of the goal, Dorofeyev a shot, oh what a save by Blackwood, robbing the Golden Knights and Pavel Dorofeyev. 2 tremendous stops by Mackenzie Blackwood, and this second one on Dorofeyev. Ring 10 bells on that one. What a tremendous glove stop by Blackwood, keeping this a 1-0 game. Still a dozen seconds left on the Vegas power play. Face off to the left of Blackwood. Nelson on the draw for Colorado. If he can win one and get it out, they will have killed it off. He does win it. Kulak from the near corner couldn't get it out. Barbashev keeps it alive to the right point. Hannafin a shot redirected perhaps off the goalpost. Comes to the far wall. Colorado is on it. 5 skaters aside. Lead feed for Landeskog out of the box too far for him. So this is icing. But the Avalanche get an enormous penalty kill from their PK unit, and particularly from Mackenzie Blackwood, who made 2 marvelous stops, both on Pavel Dorofeyev. And the second one, well, we'll be marking that one down and remembering it if Colorado comes back to win this game and keep their season alive. Face off to Blackwood's right. Clean win for Carlson. On the half wall, puck is sent back towards the right point. Anderson, D-to-D far side, a wrister taken, and it just went wide of Blackwood. Think off another redirect, that time from Barbashev. Colorado able to clear. Puck might make it down for icing. It does. And it's called with 3:55 left in period 2. Well, Mackenzie Blackwood, who had a terrific regular season, 23 wins in 36 starts, but has been behind Wedgwood on the depth chart in goal in the postseason. Jared Bednar choosing to make the change in this must-win situation for Colorado. And what great saves he just made. Vegas wins the draw. Theodore sends it to the open corner far side. Eichel behind the net. Barbashev looking for a centering feed. Instead, holds on to it. Far left circle. Barbashev turns to his forehand. Puts it in back of the goal. Jack Eichel out of the corner dancing on Manson. Low to high play. Comes this way for a one-timer by Theodore. Blocked by Landeskog. Return to Theodore from the right point. Landeskog goes down trying to get the puck out. It's still in the zone. Barbashev into the slot. Feeds the left circle. A whiff by Dowd, and the puck is cleared. Barbashev from the near red line. Brushed it back over the blue for Eichel on the right wing. Sent in deep. Blackwood moves it towards the near wall, and Colorado's out. Kadri sends it in from the near red line. Braden McNabb gets to it to the right of Carter Hart. It's been 11 minutes since Colorado has put a shot on goal. From the near corner, Kadri sends it up the dasher right point to the high slot now. A miss feed to McCarr from Natchez, and it's back out to center. Malinsky has to bounce it back in from the red line. Out of the far corner, Shea Theodore up the wall, not out. McKinnon held it into the right circle. Shot by Malinsky, missed the net high, and it ricochets out of play with 2:41 left. So Marty Natchez is back on the ice for Colorado and looks to be, well, at least okay enough to play. Well, 2 terrific saves by Mackenzie Blackwood. Keeps this a 1-0 game, but Vegas has most certainly tilted the ice their direction. JT, you want to give us an update from the basketball in Oklahoma?
Just inside 10 minutes in the final quarter, and it's Thunder 105, Spurs 93.
Getting to watch your boy Wembanyama.
I have it on. Am I paying attention to that monitor? No. I am too busy sorting a new BeamNG map out, Matthew. Ooh. Second intermission shenanigans, possibly. Ooh.
I love how when we get breaks, and of course the TV timeouts are only a couple minutes, I try to take as many bites over here as I can between JT thoughts. I've got one more to take before this TV timeout ends.
Well, if you wanted to know, Alien has the ball.
Not long left here in the period.
And he's lost it.
And then we'll not long left here in the period, and we'll be able to. I will be able to take a moment and eat while we either watch crashes or what's it called? BeamNG? Is that right? Hope so.
Correct.
Okay, very good. Thank you. 2:41 left, second period. Vegas up 1-0, out shooting Colorado 20-15. Avalanche do not have a shot on goal in nearly 12 minutes. Vegas wins a D-zone draw. Anderson frisbees it out. Taves searching for it in his skates, was able to at least whack it out to center. Punched back into the Colorado zone. Makar is on it. Forwarded for Taves. Lazy pass. Carlson gets to it first and whacks it into the Colorado end. Taves out of the near corner. Up the wall for McKinnon. Forced away by Anderson. Comes to the far half wall. Vegas' Brett Howden sends it in deep. Devon Taves, wow, side of his own goal, lost it. Then was able to swat it out to center. Blackwood was looking for it. McKinnon now over the line of the left wing. Tried to stash one to the high slot. It went off the stick of Stone and out of the zone. Manson from between the benches lobs it back in to the Vegas zone. Marty Natchez couldn't get to it. Vegas clears. Up the far boards by Colton Sissons to the Colorado zone. Josh Manson takes it behind the net and back of Blackwood. Breaks out to the left of his cage, and Manson knifes it forward. Landeskog carries in over the line. Flipped it to the far wall for Nelson. Taken away from him by Shea Theodore. It bounces back to Nelson, far edge of the trapezoid. Tried to shovel one to the front. Deflected to Manson, left point. D far side. Burns long wrister blocked through traffic, and Vegas able to clear. Puck steered along to the Colorado zone to our right. Josh Manson will get to it behind the Avalanche net. 70 seconds left in the period. Long stretch feed through center, intercepted. Braden McNabb carries over the line, winds up with a blast. Wide of the net to the right. And then a shot from the near half wall by Barbashev, pinballed around. Wide of Blackwood to his right. Loose puck off the near wall. Landeskog couldn't get it out. Barbashev near corner, right to the front. Eichel was the target. Lehkonen kept it from getting to him. And Manson lifts it out. Pawed down by Theodore in the final minute of the period. Theodore up the right wing side. His pass misses Barbashev, and that's down for icing with 42 seconds remaining in the period. It's a Colorado team that led the NHL in shots on goal per game in the regular season. They averaged nearly 34 shots on net per game. They do not have one in nearly 15 minutes now, and they only have 15 through just about 2 full periods. They do have an offensive zone draw. Eichel against McKinnon, and Eichel wins it. Dorofeev is able to push it up the far wall. It's not out. Right over the line, McKinnon shoots one from way out, wide of Hart, stick side, and the Golden Knights are on it this time. Dorofeev up the near wing. Too far for Eichel, claimed instead by Taves. Makar from below the goal line banked it off the end wall, and Taves brings it up. right up the middle over the red line. Pushed it over blue for Natchez. A drop for McKinnon to the left circle. McKinnon backhanding it to the front. It pinballed around. It comes to the right circle, and a shot does not make it through. Natchez rink wide. McKinnon seam pass across off a stick. That'll tumble out to center and end period number 2. And Vegas is a period away from the Stanley Cup final. The Golden Knights have not lost in this postseason when leading after 2 periods, 7-0. They're up 1-0 through 2 in Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. And if the President's Trophy winners, the Colorado Avalanche, is going to keep their season going, they must overcome a 1-0 deficit heading to the money period. Will Vegas make it back to the Cup final? Will Colorado keep their season alive? All to play for over the next 20. So, JT, I know I ask you this question seemingly every time you're on for hockey. What do you think about the Stanley Cup playoffs? Because here stateside and, north of the border in Canada, I think what draws people in so much is just the superhuman effort of these players and what they put their bodies through in these Stanley Cup playoffs. Just throwing their bodies in front of these pucks, traveling at them at 80, 90 miles an hour. They go through a lot of pain during these playoffs, and it's one of the most fun tournaments in all of sports. It really is.
Well, it's definitely different. Oh my god. Incredible. It's definitely different having 7-game series, because over here it's 1 and you're done.
Very March Madness-esque.
Yeah, incredible stuff is happening behind the scenes. Everyone has no idea what's going on. All to be revealed to Matthew Owens shortly. I'm just extending the pit lane out a little bit, as it was a little bit tight, so having to do all that fun stuff. Incredible. There we go. If I do that, you should be able to see it now.
Oh, yep, there it is.
So basically what I've done is the pit lane just used to be from here to here, but I've just extended it out a little bit. Those are definitely touching the ground. Yeah, nice one. Nothing to see here. Yeah, nothing at all. And these ones touching the ground. Yeah, awesome. So, there's a lot of safety vehicles here. And that's because this is definitely the safest track in the world. I definitely didn't go off the track at 140 miles per hour and end up in a tree.
And again, this is Beam NG. Would you like to describe that to people that don't know what it is, like I didn't before you introduced it to me?
Chaos. A lot of stuff which happens on here is questionable.
Well, just like all the stuff that happens on this channel. Why are you driving a pickup truck?
You can say that again. A lot of stuff does not the why are you driving that. The questionable stuff, yeah. Sorry, I have Fleetwood Mac in my ears and it was confusing me. I have muted my Spotify now. This is a car crash of an interval break already. So these safety car and medical car liveries were made by myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure about the medical one, but I really like the safety car one. And I've made it.
I
So
just love the.
go on.
Oh, I love the screenshot that vibing to NBA on NBC Music. Oh, and the NHL's on.
So here, the pit exit line is very long. So you could technically go like, oh, exit, there's a gap. Let's go straight into the racing line and cause a crash. No. You have to go all the way around here. This is based in Italy, by the way.
I was going to ask that question.
This is the Italy map on BeamNG. Don't mind the NASCAR barriers and catch fences. Ignore them. Ignore this tree these multiple trees that you could just headbutt at 100 miles per hour. Ignore that bump, which is horrible. The road surface is definitely top tier. Some rocks that you could just go into at high speeds. There's don't worry about these walls, which you could just come to a dead stop on. That's why there's an ambulance here, Matthew.
Now, did you make this?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't mind this kind of weird bit.
Oh.
This very tight hairpin.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you okay?
Extremely.
I need to pit for a new wing. Oh, look at that. That's so much better. In viewers have no idea what the hell is happening right now.
No, none. But honestly, that's kind of what happens during intermissions of hockey games.
Please don't give me a penalty for crossing the pit lane exit line, please. Thank you. Oh.
Oh.
There's a couple of annoying bumps right there, and if you brake after them or on them, it's a one-way ticket into the tire barriers.
Or that little cafe.
Or that little cafe, indeed, yes.
Could you imagine the people having coffee in that? I mean, my gosh. Oh.
A
Okay.
very safe track, Matthew.
Okay.
If you wanted to know, I ended up in this tree right here.
I like how you know which tree you ended up in.
Do you want to see what happened to the car?
Absolutely. Oh my.
A lot of response vehicles were needed.
Good lord.
This incredible screenshot. Nice.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you do not have any college tomorrow.
It's half term.
So that's why you're here.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
If I did have college, I would need to be in 5 hours and 8 minutes.
Uh-huh.
As I start at 4:10 a.m. Eastern.
So what time
on a
or
Wednesday.
how long are you off?
I'm back next Tuesday.
Okay. That's a nice break.
So, but I have an assignment that is due on Friday. So yay.
Yay.
And then you ask me, why am I here? It literally takes 0 time at all. It is being done later today, which will turn into to tomorrow and Friday. I have an assignment. Did I say the assignment was due on Friday? I meant Monday.
Oh, okay, Monday. Okay.
So I have the whole weekend,
I need to
and
catch
also
up.
I have Monday. Go on.
I need to catch up while we're in break on the sports Emmys. See if we won one at the Ultimate Sports Media Network. We were robbed last year. Also wanting to see if Scott Van Pelt won the Sports Emmy at long last for Best Studio Host. That's a tough category to be in with Mike Tirico and Ernie Johnson. Reese
I
Davis.
cannot wait for the Team U version of the Sports Emmy where USN finally win one.
It will be a glorious day.
But then again, if USN win Sports Emmy from Team U, all of the fans who say that the calls are pre-recorded will be triggered. Also, I've been wanting to make this go on.
I'm hoping the amount of people that say that's only one.
I've been wanting to make this joke for a while now in this broadcast, but looking at the score, to say that they've been doing so well in the regular season and even won the trophy, it was all formed nicely for Colorado. It was all good. They were looking positive, and then out of nowhere, an avalanche struck, and they've been wiped.
Thank you very much.
You are so welcome.
Best Studio Host. The Emmy for Most Outstanding Studio Host, Ernie Johnson again. You know, Ernie is terrific. He's won that award many, many times. SVP deserves an Emmy. SVP deserves an Emmy.
Matthew.
Yes.
Do you want to know why this track is the safest track in the country and in the world?
Why is that?
Because it has NASCAR certified concrete barriers here. It has NASCAR certified concrete barriers and catch fencing here. It has a medical car on standby here. It has FIA Formula 1 certified Armco here, definitely. And then round here, it has a fire response vehicle on call with an ambulance. And then round here, it has another medical car and a fire response vehicle. And then up here, wow, I got that perfectly. We have the safety car, we have a medical car on standby, we have another ambulance, we have 2 recovery vehicles, all on standby. That is why this is the safest track in the world.
By the way, haven't been able to get your thoughts on air, JT, about the Indianapolis 500 Sunday. What'd you think?
It was incredible. Even though I watched the thing deafened.
I wasn't going to bring that up. You can bring it up if you want to.
It was an incredible race. I quote Matthew Owens. Where is it? There could have been a tornado or an earthquake going on around me, and I wouldn't have turned away from that race. Matthew Owens, 2026.
I just drop bars on a daily basis. It's just I don't want to be prisoner of the moment. I don't want to be one of those people that is prisoner of the moment. But
You don't want to be chained and imprisoned to that moment.
Thank you. But that it just that feels like the greatest Indianapolis 500 ever to me.
And have you watched every single other one, Matthew?
Well, I've watched. Well, you know, now that you say that, I do feel as if I've watched every single one that has eventually been televised one way or another.
Well, as I was going to say as a mayor, but as a suspended mayor, you should.
Suspended. I mean, most lead changes and closest finish ever. I think. I mean, and I just want to know if all of the NASCAR fans that lose their minds about fuel saving at Daytona and Talladega, if they, were they hating. They hate the four wide racing and all the lead changes. It's manufactured. Did they think the same on Sunday? Anyway,
Of course, we should probably give context. Matthew Owens was the mayor of Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the surrounding area. It is a very long-running joke of this channel, but since he did not know how many days were left until the next Indianapolis 500 a couple of days ago, he was suspended from his duties of mayor of Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yes.
And the temporary mayor until the 21st of May 2027.
Yeah, but see, I have to defend myself for a moment on this though, because it's not that I didn't know how many days were left. I just did the math wrong. And I do math wrong all the time.
And of course, the temporary mayor, while Matthew is suspended, is of course Danica Patrick.
Oh my god. We got some comments from Adam Limeris. Says, hi, I'm pulling for Vegas to win. Says, I'm also rocking like a hurricane. That's well done. And he says, Matthew Owens deserves an Emmy. The reason for putting up with crazy Brits like JT and Josh.
Wow!
That's very well done. Very good.
Hold on a minute.
Now see, okay, here we go. So Adam has left a comment here, JT. Now are you going to scrutinize him? Because he's gotten the math wrong as well. This is what I did. He says it's 363 days until the 111th Indianapolis 500, but no, it's actually not, because Memorial Day was early this year. It's later next year, so it's actually 369 from here. So are you going to scrutinize him like you did me?
I was gonna do something, but I fought against it.
It just all the math got cattywampus because Memorial Day was earlier this year. But anyway,
I fought against what I was going to do.
That's
because
probably
then
good.
the thing that I was going to do would have meant that your chat would have been empty.
The third period's about to begin at the Fortress in Vegas. Oh my gosh. Good lord. Shots on goal, 20-14 in favor of the Golden Knights.
I am not the craziest Brit that Matthew Owens deals with.
And we'll stop
That
that
award
conversation
goes to
right
Joshua
there.
Birch.
Oh, okay, maybe we won't stop it right there. Third period to begin. Eichel and McKinnon on the face-off, controlled by Eichel and the Golden Knights. And they dump into the Colorado zone to our left behind Mackenzie Blackwood. Puck up the far wall. It's available. A board battle. Landeskog digs it out of traffic. Makar from below the goal line. Looks forward and looks to find a seam to play it out. He does for Taves. Tossed over the line. McKinnon loses it. Ivan Barbashev tosses it straight up into the air. And into the Colorado zone it comes to Makar. Colorado facing what would be an unimaginable sweep in the Western Conference Final. They have to overcome a one-goal deficit in the third period. McKinnon sent it hard around the far boards, and it could not be handled at the line by Malinsky. Puck all the way down. Marner tries to outrace Malinsky to it. Makar, though, finds the puck out to center for Colton. Diagonal over the line, Nelson. Toss this way, Arturi Lehkonen. Backhands it in. Rasmus Anderson around the wall gets it out. Colorado, coming into the Western Conference Final, had a record of 8-1 in these playoffs. Now they've lost 3 in a row, and they're on the brink of a stunning elimination. Puck sent out to center, and Brock Nelson's on it again. Diagonaled for Malinsky, over the line and hit hard by Stone. Lehkonen from the right point with a shot that missed the net. And we get a whistle that has stopped play. 1:20 into the period. They lost just one game across the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. Did Colorado. That was in the second round against Minnesota. But now 3 straight losses to start the West Final. And the best team in hockey all season could be on their way out of the playoffs without even winning a game in the conference final. Vegas off a face-off win through center. Over the line, left wing Hurdle, a drop on the circle. Sisson's a backhander towards the net wide. Puck comes back around this way. Tomas Hurdle on the near half wall. A bump from Manson. Came back to the left point. Coughlin sends it wide of the net into the far corner. Nick Waugh digs it out to center for the Avalanche. Manson backpedals into his defensive zone. He'll wait and bank it ahead indirectly over the line of the left wing. Sent towards Waugh in the circle. Taken instead by Coughlin. Wound around the boards. Cole Smith accelerates out to center. From the red line on the near side. Dumps it in deep. Puck free behind the net. Losing his stick was Colasar. He regains it in the trapezoid as the Avalanche have possession. Parker Kelly lugs through center right wing over Red. He'll dump it in on a chip and chase. First to it behind the Vegas net is Shea Theodore. He'll backhand it out to center. Knocked down by the stick of Kelly. He'll wind out wide to his right. Over the line, he punches it in. Theodore intercepts in the trapezoid. Up the near wall, not out. Malinsky shoves down Smith, they play on. O'Connor around the boards. Cut off by Kulak left point. Back down low again for O'Connor. Knocked away by the stick of Pavel Dorofeyev. Swatted up the far wall and out by Shea Theodore. Colorado has the puck. Malinsky feeds it blue to blue. It could be directed in by the blade of Jack Drury's stick. Puck bounces along the far dasher in the corner to the right of Hart. Landeskog on the half wall into a board battle. Dug it out. Got it to O'Connor. Sauce back to McKinnon. Fed to the right circle. Makar makes a move in space. A shot shut down. Rebound free. And Dorofeyev from behind the net comes up with it. Cleared to the line, not out. Held in by Taves. Low to high up the far wall. McKinnon to the line. Natchez. Rink wide. Makar reaches for it. Shoots off a body. That went off of Eichel and it's out of the zone. Puck rolls on edge to the Colorado end. Vegas will finally be able to get bodies off the ice. Makar, quick feet ahead. Off a stick and into the Vegas zone to the left of Hart. Comes to the far corner, Theodore. Able to knife it out. Devon Taves back on it in the Colorado zone. His outlet hit a stick. Turned over to Carlson, right circle. Looks towards the net. Tried to play it across. Instead, it got deflected to Howden. Howden out of the far corner to the right point. Where a long wrister hit a stick and deflected out of play. That yields a whistle 3 minutes and 50 seconds into the third period. Colorado with some opportunities here as they have obviously upped the intensity as they must do here facing elimination. And Makar able to just swing that puck to the goal. They hadn't had a shot on goal in a long time prior to Makar putting that off the left pad of Hart. Face off to Mackenzie Blackwood's left. O-zone draw for Vegas. Carlson against Nelson. Clean win for Carlson. Half-wall Marner looks towards the net, shoots off a body, ricochets to Carlson, backhanded along the wall to the far corner. Howden taken off the puck by Manson. Marner there to keep it alive on the forecheck. Right circle, a shot by Carlson on the short side, off the shoulder of Blackwood. Puck comes free to the near wall. It's a four-man scrum to the blue line. Carlson steps down the slot with a shot, kick save, rebound. What a save by Blackwood! A second one on Carlson. Arturi Lehkonen rolls it out to center, turned over to McNabb, shoved forward to Carlson, who was able to direct it in. Manson takes the puck behind the net and leaves it there for Malinsky. 4.5 gone in the third. Malinsky with an outlet through neutral territory, out wide to his right. Kiviranta had it stripped of the puck by Colton Sissons. Sissons rolls it in, Hurdle behind the net, out to the right circle, a wheel around shot of the short side, shielded by Blackwood. Rebound behind the net, Stone shovel to the front, and a shot by Hurdle that hit a body out in front. Behind the net, Sissons again comes out to the left circle, low to high play, left point, Hannafin a wrister right in the midsection of Blackwood, who makes the stop and freezes. 25th shot on net of the night for Vegas, JT.
I just exited BeamNG and didn't save the stuff I did.
Oh.
Incredible. I just, next time I go back in, I'll just extend the pit lane again. Fine. Yeah, nice. Awesome.
The horror of all horrors right there.
It added on top of another horror of all horrors, not being able to reach the fader or cough button in time. Awesome.
5 minutes gone, 15 left to fire, third period. 1-0 lead Vegas, offensive zone face-off. Eichel versus McKinnon, near circle to the right of Blackwood. Now Eichel kicked out. Barbashev to replace him. Colorado needing some magic. McKinnon wins the draw. Below the goal line, Taves. Around the far wall and out. Off a stick, it'll roll into the Vegas zone to our right. Braden McNabb is the first one to it. Guns it around the near boards. Barbashev and Eichel play catch. Colorado keeps it in the zone. Makar at the right point sends it in deep. Theodore out of the far corner. Shovels it up the wall. It deflects back to him. Now he'll reverse it back this way. Taking a big swing at it, Barbashev with one hand. Able to just jackknife it out. Colorado on a reload. Makar through center. Picture perfect pass to Kelly over the line. He's pushed wide to the far wall by Eichel. Natchez in the board battle tried to twist it to the line. It deflects over the line and out to center. Barbashev and Burns jousting for it. Mitch Marner sneaks in and grabs it from the left wing. Tossed over the Colorado line. Too far for Carlson. Manson gets to it below the goal line. It pinballs around off a skate. It's chipped off the near wall and out to center by the Colorado defense. Golden Knights are on it in their defensive zone with 14 to go in regulation time. Through neutral territory, Marner stops far red line between the benches. Stashes in open corner to the near side. First to it out of the left circle, Brett Howden. Turns and shoots one off a body, looking for a tip. Colasar did direct it, but well wide to the far corner boards, and Colorado's out with it. Jack Drury with a self-pass into the Vegas zone that's picked off by Dylan Coughlin. Coughlin snaps it through center. Off a skate, it deflects to the near blue line where it's swung in deep by Keegan Colasar. Comes to the right point. Rasmus Anderson with a shot through traffic that did not make it through. Out of the far corner, Nick Dowd. Stanley Cup champion with Washington. Spins it down the far wall. It's reversed back out by Malinsky. Brought over the line by Ross Colton. Tries to pitchfork it laterally, but it's intercepted. Nick Dowd up with it. Skates to the far red line. He'll flip it into the Colorado end. To our left, long diagonal feed through center. Arturi Lehkonen throws it in deep. Braden McNabb in the trapezoid reverses it out towards Mark Stone. Cale Makar at the line held it in. Lost by Nazem Kadri, however, in the slot. The Golden Knights are out. Pitchforked over the right shoulder and in deep by Colton Sissons. To the Colorado end for Devon Taves. Elevated out to center. It bounces off the stick of the Vegas defenseman Shea Theodore, so no icing. He has to play it out to center. Sissons over the line towards Hurdle, too far for him. He's chased into the corner by Devon Taves, and Nazem Kadri comes flying in, and a wrecking ball hit on Hurdle, who's still down. They jam away at the puck, and the pie slice to the left of Blackwood. Hurdle's on top of it, so they have to stop play. And now Hurdle gets up, and he sees red, and he's going after Kadri. Those two have to be separated, as we'll get a stoppage in action with 12:18 to go in regulation time. The Golden Knights getting a goal in the first 5 minutes of the game. Oh, a big hit by Kadri on Hurdle. Wow. Had an open opportunity and took it. Less than 5 minutes into the game, it was the captain, Mark Stone, that put Vegas on top, and still that goal holds up as the only marker of Game 4. The hits are becoming harder because the frustration is growing deeper for Colorado. And not only is the frustration growing, but so too is the anxiety level. This unbelievable Avalanche season may only have about 12 minutes left in it if they're unable to make up this 1-goal deficit in the third. It's a cruel sport sometimes. Just as it is extremely cruel that JT did not hit the save button before Xing out of Beam MG.
Stop it. Just stop.
I mean, that is such a tragedy, it deserves a documentary.
And it deserves a Beam and G.
What is this strange
Emmy
commercial
well.
on your screen? What is going on? Just used confused? That was a very strange commercial. Goodness, nothing to get all choked up about, as I just was.
Hey, join the club.
So boring. JT is bored. Well, action might be about to pick up here. Colorado has just one shot on goal over the last 22 minutes. This is not the Avalanche team that we are used to seeing. They win a neutral zone face-off. Makar banked it ahead. Natchez twisted it into the Vegas zone. Theodore moved it to the near corner to the far. Marner fell down. Puck free in the trapezoid. Squirts out. McNabb shielded McKinnon from the puck. Theodore scaled it out to center. And Carlson from inside the far red line was able to racquetball it in. Behind the Colorado net, McKinnon up the wall. Taves darts it off the barrier and out into the Vegas zone. Not enough to make it for icing. Braden McNabb gets to it. Colorado with just 15 shots on goal through almost 50 minutes of play. Puck into the Colorado zone. Brent Burns is on it. Directs it ahead for Kadri. Squeezed away from the puck by Eichel. Reversed back out by the Golden Knight defense. This is down for icing with 11:23 left. JT is asking for a large avalanche of action. All I know is it's going to be a large avalanche of questions if Colorado ends up getting swept tonight. Still time, though, to save themselves. Face off to the right of Hart. They win the draw, and Burns releases a heavy shot, and it's blocked by the stick of Barbashev. Puck tumbles out of play into the netting behind Hart. By the way, Oklahoma City has defeated San Antonio, so the Thunder lead the Western Conference Final in the NBA 3-2. They can clinch it in Game 6, which would be Thursday night, back in Texas. Face off to the right of Hart. Nelson on the face-off with Sissons. taking forever to drop the puck here. Finally, it's down. Sisson's a clean win. Below the goal line, Rasmus Anderson able to hoist it up and out. Brent Burns trying to run it down in the defensive zone against Eichel, who drags it back to the far half wall. Hit from behind by Nelson. Puck picked up by Barbashev, who spins his way to the left point. Puts it in deep. Eichel out of the near corner, low to high. Hannafin along wrister, missed the net wide. Stick side on Blackwood. Puck cycled in behind the net. Back around to the far boards, Anderson. Into the corner. Could not be handled by McNabb, and Colorado has possession nearing the midway point of the third. Sam Malinsky waits in his defensive zone to our left. Banks it ahead up the right wing. O'Connor shovels it in deep. Ross Colton trying to run it down. Dylan Coughlin was there first. Around the board, Stone. One-handed ahead by Sissons. Towards Hurdle into the Colorado zone. Tangled up in the corner by Manson to the left of Blackwood. Puck is free to the near corner below the goal line. Stone comes to claim. Backhanded low to high to the right point, Colasar. Now to the right circle. Taken by Stone. Comes back this way. Hands it off Colasar. Up top, Coughlin along wrister wide on the glove side of Blackwood. Puck free below the goal line. Waugh gets to it, then he stumbles. Ran into a linesman who also stumbled around. Stone with a takeaway, near corner to the left point. Long drive, Coughlin blockered away by Blackwood. Colorado clears between the benches. Caden Korzak thunders it in towards the near corner. Reversed up the boards by Manson. Landeskog misplays it on a pass rink wide for Kulak. Landeskog to the far wall, gets to it. Colorado desperately trying to clear, and still they have it. Now they do. Manson a backhand swing up the middle. Intercepted. Brought back over the line, left wing Howden. He gets clattered into in a hard way by Josh Manson. Colorado laying the body. Frustration continues to grow. They have one shot on goal in the last 25 minutes. They trail by a goal over the line. Natchez, a drop for Landeskog, broken up. Back out to center. Reload for the captain. Landeskog up the middle. An aerial flip into the corner to the left of Hart. Behind the net, McNabb cradled on Theodore. Lifted out again. Swung back by Landeskog. Regained by McNabb. And carefully and cautiously played laterally in his defensive zone for Theodore. Watched by Kelly. Return far side, Hannafin. Ahead to the far red line. Picked off by Kiviranta. Then he gave it back up. Shot into the Colorado end by Nick Dowd. Out of the far corner, Taves. Rolled up the far wall, Kiviranta. Diagonal feed on the outlet, Kelly. Right wing it over the line. Toss back to the high slot, Taves. Wide on Colasar. His shot, body down by Hart. There's a shot on goal. Just their second in the last 26 minutes. Taves outside the left circle. Behind the net, Kiviranta. Tied up by Hannafin. Board battle with Hart peering over his right shoulder to get a look at it. Squirts out to the far corner, Kelly. Loses the handle to Dowd. In the trapezoid, he's surrounded by Avalanche defenders. Anderson up the far wall, gets it out, but it's also out of play. Final 8 minutes of regulation time. And a break in the action with the Avalanche. Desperate for answers, but not finding any. They've got 8 minutes to save themselves from what would be a shocking sweep in the semifinal round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. JT is watching very questionable things behind the scenes.
That just sounds weird. I'm watching a random baseball broadcast that I found on YouTube. The Portland Pickles versus the Portland Rosebuds.
The Portland Pickles.
Yep. Never ever heard of them before. Either teams. I just found it was on my recommended page for some reason, probably because of the ball of the banana.
Yeah.
And I literally opened the stream, and within a tenth of a second of me opening the stream, the first two things I heard was two numbers related to a certain date deep in American history.
Right. In case you're new to the channel, JT is our intrepid producer behind the scenes, running the clock, keeping the scoreboard up and going.
I'm definitely not the person who runs the scoreboard because the scoreboard has been absolutely shocking tonight.
Well, it hasn't changed for the last 50 minutes of game time, just about.
I'm talking about the clock and the shot
Well,
stuff.
yeah, I know. Anyway, we press on like a lean nail.
The clock button doesn't want to work.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. Did you hear the lap 3 of 12, British Touring Car Race 3, we press on like a lean nail?
Did not, but I will have to go back and find that. Play restarts. Vegas won a D-zone draw, cleared the zone immediately. Colorado starts the pilgrimage back up ice. Puck forced into the far corner to the right of Hart. Anderson got there before Nazem Kadri, kicked back to the skate of Kadri, out to the left point, Burns, D-to-D this way, Makar, his long wrister off a body, perhaps Lehkonen in front, Hart tumbled down, he lost his net, but Vegas had the puck and was able to clear, and over the line, on the left wing and falling down is Dorofeev. Puck around the far wall and Colorado collects. 7 minutes and 15 seconds left. Nazem Kadri over the line of the left wing tried to stash one into the high slot off a stick of Dorofeev. Cleared out to center Eichel. From the near red line, he'll wash it in. Blackwood moves it. Turned over to Howden. From the far half wall, rink wide a feed off a couple of things. First a skate, then a stick. It carried back into the Vegas zone. Shoveled forward by Theodore. Grabbed outside the Colorado line by Marner. Cross-corner dump into Blackwood's left. Taves. Up the wall, not out, but collected by Natchez. Natchez will send it forward through center. Off a Vegas stick, it's intercepted by Carlson. Over the Colorado line on the far right wing. He'll slowly feather it in. Below the goal line, Sam Malinsky breaks out. Malinsky forward up the right wing. Nathan McKinnon pops it in deep. Behind the net. Taken by Carter Hart around the near boards. Manson collides into Hurdle on the half wall. Cleared down into the Colorado end to our left, no icing. Still better than 6 minutes left, so we're not quite watching Blackwood, but will be interesting to see if Colorado can't get an equalizer over the next 3 minutes or so when Jared Bednar will bring him out. If he'll bring him out with more than 3 or 4 minutes left, here's Hurdle carrying over the Colorado line right wing. He's got Avalanche defenders surrounding him. He tries to hit the brakes and turn it back to Kolesar. A linesman was in the middle of it all. Puck is shot in towards the near corner to the right of Blackwood. Puck free. Kolesar digs it out. Played to the point for a shot that's deflected. Score! Cole Smith! With perhaps the finishing touches on a Western Conference title for Vegas! The Fortress in rapture! Vegas doubles their money and goes up by 2 late. Smith with a redirect of a shot from the line from Coghlan. And the Golden Knights can smell a trip to another Stanley Cup final. 5:45 left. 2-goal lead. Dylan Coghlan playing out of his mind in this series. Colorado wins the neutral zone faceoff. Now they might have to get Blackwood out to get an extra attacker on to score twice. Bouncing puck into the Vegas zone. Golden Knights clear with Barbashev. Makar shuts it down at the red line. Shoots in off a body. Ricochets to the left of Hart. It's do or die for Colorado over the next 5 minutes and change. Eichel out of a pile. Twisting the puck back into the Avalanche zone. Still Blackwood is in for now. Makar with Colorado changing. Backpedals into his defensive zone. The best team in hockey has 5 minutes to score at least 2. Over the line, right wing, Natchez, a shot off the skate of McNabb. Taves from behind the net. Out of the far corner. He'll take it to the bottom of the left circle. In deep for Landeskog. Bounces to the trapezoid. Natchez loses it. Near corner, Howden lifts it out. It bounces around Rebound, it rolls to the red line. It's taken by Carlson. Massaged on for Marner. And jackknifed in to the Colorado zone. Under 5 to go. The Avalanche need 2. McCarr forwarded it up the left wing side from the red line, across corner dump in. McKinnon tried to turn it back for Natchez. Instead it came to Kadri. One-timer from the line, stopped by Hart. Off the stick of Malinsky. Hurdle on the loose change. Backhanded out to center. Dealt onto the near red line. Hanifin guides it in deep. Still Blackwood is in between the pipes as Vegas brings it in. Loose puck in front. Oh, a chance for Kolasar and a shot in tight blocked. Kadri out of the far corner, up the wall. Lehkonen rolls it out. Brock Nelson gets to it, motors over the line, feeds right circle. Malinsky, a shot! Bodied down by Hart. Vegas fans to their feet in the final 4 minutes. Puck rolls out to center. Brent Burns for Colorado. Diagonaled on along towards the Vegas line. It could not be handled over the line by Nelson. Instead, it comes back to the Colorado end for Taves. Still Blackwood is in. Puck deflects off a stick to the right of Carter Hart of the Vegas zone. Golden Knights quickly can clear. Out to center, Nick Dowd. Ahead to the red line and knocked in deep towards Barbashev. Forced away from him behind the Colorado net by Manson. Taves on the outlet. Manson diagonals. Up the left wing, spun in deep by Jack Drury. Still Blackwood is in despite Colorado getting the puck deep. Barbashev shoves it out to center. Jack Eichel deposits it in deep. Blackwood moves it near corner. Burns gets the puck turned away from him by Dorofeev. Puck is up the near wall. Hanifin at the line. It pinballed to Landeskog. When will Jared Bednar bring Blackwood out? Colorado gets it in deep here. They need 2 goals in the next 2:45. Near corner to the left of Hart. Out of a pile, it's thrown towards the line. It could not be sealed by Burns. He'll have to chase with 2:37, 2:36, 2:35 to go in regulation time. Burns left wing to the red line. Able to toss in deep. Hart shuts it down in the trapezoid. Leaves it there for Noah Hanifin out of Boston, Massachusetts. He'll toss it to center Carlson. Right wing over red over blue. Stabbed away by Nelson. Regained by McKinnon. Top line is out. McCarr through center. Blackwood to the bench. Extra skater on. McCarr rambles up the middle, loses the puck. Comes out to the left point. Sent to the middle. Natchez, a shot directed. Score! Colorado's not done yet! A high slot shot directed off of a couple of tips past Carter Hart. 2:03 left. Colorado within 1. Natchez, a shot from the slot. Deflected by the stick of Landeskog. It goes off of Landeskog's stick down into the ice through the legs of McNabb. And past Carter Hart, it's 2-1. Colorado with life. 123 seconds left in regulation time. Colorado has gotten 1. They need 1 more. They overcame a pair of 3-goal deficits in the second round series against Minnesota. Face-off at dead center with their season on the line. They've come up with 1 goal. Now they win the face-off to restart play. McKinnon a drop for Natchez. Blackwood is still in. Spun in deep by Nelson. Shut down in the back of the goal by Hart. Blackwood goes to the bench. 6 skaters out for Colorado. 1:45 to go. Theodore deals it up and out. Puck rolling into the Colorado zone. Not towards the empty net. Not enough for icing. First one to it, Cale Makar. Scaled out to center McKinnon. Forced over the line towards Kadri. Digs it out of traffic. A shot goes wide. Nelson off the far half wall gets back to it. Out of the far corner, Natchez. Low to high, Makar. From the left point, the best defenseman in the world. Drifts to the middle of the ice. Feeds it to the left circle, Natchez. Natchez sets up a one-time drive by McKinnon that didn't make it through traffic. Hanifin from the far corner. Up the wall, not out. Natchez backhands. Off a Vegas stick. It comes to Howden. Backhands it down. Wide of the empty net. And he was outside the red line. So it's icing with 1:07 on the clock. And breathe. It'll be an offensive zone draw for Colorado, so a chance to keep Blackwood out, and this will also be an opportunity for Jared Bednar to use his timeout if he wants to. Might as well. And he does. Timeout taken by Colorado. Shots on goal are 26-21 Vegas. Avalanche went about a 20-minute spell or more with just one shot on goal. And they have just been a shell of themselves for a lot of this series and a lot of tonight. But if they can eke out one more goal in the next 67 seconds, they could give themselves a sliver of hope. Meanwhile, the fortress in Vegas is rocking, it's vibrating, it's shaking, it's ready to explode with emotion. Face off in the offensive zone for Colorado. Far circle to the right of Hart. It will be Nelson and Eichel on the draw, the former Sabre against the former Islander. Eichel has won 10 out of 14 face-offs tonight. He wins this one. Below the goal line, McNabb throws it around the near boards. Vegas clears it down. It's nowhere close to the empty net, and it is down for icing with 59 and 9/10 seconds left. Right on a minute. Face-off will come to the left of Carter Hart, who has stopped 20 of 21 shots tonight. In this series, a save percentage of over .940. McKinnon on the face-off with Eichel. 6 skaters out for Colorado as the President Trophy winners try to save their season. They must score in the next minute. Face-off controlled by Colorado. McCarr at the line at the right point sends it down the shelf for Nelson. Far corner, McKinnon twisting and turning with it. Tried to backhand it below the goal line. That was knocked away. It deflects to the line. Natchez held it in. Brush to the right circle. Kadri rink wide. Top of the left circle, Natchez to McKinnon looking for space. On the half wall, button hook on Eichel, who stays right with him. McKinnon off his skate. Wedge to the middle. Intercepted. Golden Knights have it. Marner lifts it softly into the Colorado zone, not towards the empty net. 25 seconds to go. Marty Natchez through center, had it stripped by Stone. Natchez goes back to get it. McCarr does too. McCarr has it. Scaled out to center. Kadri tried to knock it in deep. It hit a stick and carry him back to McCarr at the Colorado line. 9 seconds to go from the far red line. Bouncing puck. Eichel put it into the Colorado zone. 2 seconds and 1. The Colorado Avalanche season is over. The President's Trophy winners are gone. The Vegas Golden Knights are going to the Stanley Cup Final. The Vegas Golden Knights complete a stunning sweep of the Colorado Avalanche and advance to their third Stanley Cup Final in franchise history. Jared Bednar and John Tortorella immediately come out onto the ice to shake hands. The fortress explodes with emotion. Vegas Golden Knight fans have only known their hockey team to not only be good, they're always elite. And for the third time, Vegas is on their way to the Stanley Cup Final. They knock off the Colorado Avalanche in a sweep that will be remembered for a long time as a result that no one could have seen coming. Not the fact that Vegas won, but the fact that they won the way they did. They completely uprooted this Colorado Avalanche team that all season long was the best in hockey. The team that scored the more goals than anyone and allowed the fewest goals of anyone. And in this series, Vegas scored 14 goals in 4 games and only allowed 7. The President's Trophy curse continues on for another season as Colorado bows out in a way that no one could have expected. The handshake line forms, and this will be a tough off-season for this Colorado team as the two goal minders, Mackenzie Blackwood and Carter Hart, meet up in the handshake line. And now so too does Carter Hart and Scott Wedgwood. Carter Hart with another win in this postseason as he has shouldered a lot of the weight and pressure of this Vegas team that is now going back to the Stanley Cup final for the third time in their history, and they do it under the leadership of John Tortorella, who was named the head coach of this team on March 29th. He hasn't even been the head coach of this team for 2 months, and yet he has guided them forward to a Stanley Cup final that not many would have expected for a team that was in danger of missing the playoffs altogether down the stretch run of the regular season. That's why they made the coaching change from Bruce Cassidy to John Tortorella, who will now coach in another Stanley Cup final. Of course, he won it in 2004 with Tampa Bay. 22 years later, back in the Cup final. And when they hired him as the head coach in late March, from there on, they did not lose a game in regulation. They went 7-0-1 down the stretch of the regular season under Tortorella. And now here in the postseason, they haven't lost much. They are now 12-4 in the playoffs. 6-game series wins over Utah in the first round and Anaheim in the second round, and now a 4-game sweep of Colorado. And what you'd have to say was a coaching masterclass in this Western Conference final by John Tortorella to shut down this Colorado attack. The Clarence Campbell Trophy has been hauled out onto the ice. Of course, there's all the superstitions about whether to touch the trophy or not. This, of course, is not the trophy they want to win. They've got the big silver one with all the names of the prior winners on it to play for over the next 4 to 7 games against either Carolina or Montreal. Mitch Marner going to a Stanley Cup final in his first year since leaving Toronto. Could you imagine, Toronto fans, if the Stanley Cup final is Montreal against Mitch Marner's Vegas Golden Knights? Oh my Lord. Spare a thought. Mark Stone, the Vegas captain, will come over for the presentation of the Clarence S. Campbell Bowl. And the whole team will come over to take pictures with the trophy. And we'll see indeed if anyone touches the trophy. Superstitions run pretty deep in this sport. And we'll see if there will be any big celebration with the trophy or not. Nonetheless, Vegas with a 2-1 Game 4 victory tonight, and they finish off this Western Conference final in a 4-game sweep. A crushing end to the season for the Colorado Avalanche, who have to wonder where they go from here. While the celebration on the ice here in the Fortress continues, we will sign off Again, tomorrow night is Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final between Montreal and Carolina. It'll be available stateside on TNT and HBO Max, in Canada on Sportsnet and elsewhere internationally. And we'll be back on hockey coverage for you as that series carries on throughout the week and into the weekend. Tomorrow, Game 4 tomorrow. Game 5 would be on Friday, and if Game 7 is necessary, that would go on do I even have my... I might not even have my days right on that. I might be speaking gibberish here. on the Eastern Conference Final. Game 4 tomorrow, Game 5 Friday, then if necessary, Game 6 Sunday, Game 7 Tuesday. I finally got it right. Okay, thank you. So, that's the story of the Eastern Conference Final. The story from the Western Conference Final is that it's over here in a 4-game sweep. Vegas upsets Colorado. My thanks to JT, amazing as always. For JT, I'm Matthew Owens signing off. The Golden Knights are going